Hello, beautiful people, and welcome once again on We Loud on K84 Podcast with your host and friend, Kenna the Greatest, yeah? All right. Hey, you know what? I'm hyped tonight. I'm hyped. Woo-wee. Okay, all right. So, guys, if you're ready, make sure to become part of the K84 family and community. Go on all social media platforms and search K84 Podcast and stay connected. Stick around. The show kicks off right after this.
It's a vibe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to give you what you need, let me ask you, how you doing? How was your week? You know what I mean? You having some great stories to share? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm having a great time. Yeah. So, hey, on the panel tonight, I got me great guests. You know what I'm saying? I got me a great guest, you know what I'm saying, to have a great conversation. So, hey, this is We Loud. We debate, we talk, we react, all of that. You know what I mean? So, before we proceed, you know what I mean, to give you more and more and more, let me introduce my panel and guests for the night, starting with you.
What's happening? It's your boy Alex Patrick, a.k.a. A-Pat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, can you get the microphone a bit closer?
Yeah. A little close.
Oh, okay. So, where you from?
From Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right, Tulsa in the building. Yeah. So, what do you do? You know what I mean? What are some fun facts about you?
I'm a behavioral support specialist, man. I really teach people how to manage aggressive behavior. And fun fact, I'm a former United States Marine.
Former state of United States Marine. Okay, yeah.
I'm once Marine, always Marine. You know how I go. You know.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Okay. Salute. All right. So into my next panel and guest.
Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for having me. Name's Tony Agostino, and here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, too. Originally from Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn.
Also in the Marine Corps, trying to get out of Brooklyn.
Salute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what are some fun facts about you?
I was in a plane crash before I drove my first car.
Hold on. Plane crash? How did that happen?
Decided I was going to go be a pilot, and second hour of flight school, the engine quit. Oh. Yeah, we crashed, and my name in the Marine Corps became Launchpad. They said I could take off, but I couldn't land.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's a dope ass story, though.
Oh. So did you go hurt or something?
No, not a scratch.
Really?
Not
From
a
this?
scratch.
Come.
Not a scratch. Walked out. Farmer pulled up on the tractor, and he was like, "I knew y'all wasn't gonna make it when you hit them trees."
Yeah.
How long was this?
Oh, this is back when I was in the Marine Corps. I was a Lance Corporal, and somebody gave us a motivational speech about go ahead and live your best life and do what you want to do. And I was like, well, I guess that means I'm going flying.
Oh.
So you took the plane?
No, I went to flight school. I was just hourly flying. You know, I'm I guess 51 years old now. In my 40s, I decided to go to law school because somebody dared me. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, salute.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's dope.
Salute. Right. So on to my next panel. Yes.
Hey guys, I'm Jazz Smedley, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just look up Jazz. That is with one Z, and Smedley. And my TikTok is Jazz Shop Finds. I'm also a kitchen designer for the Cabinet Ladies, so follow us as well. Yeah. Some fun facts about me: I have 4 parrots and an aviary. I like to do art, and I'm all kinds of a lot of fun. So yeah.
So wait, what do you mean by all kinds of fun?
I mean,
you know, I'm a curious person all day. You know, I'll poke the bear. Yeah. So what do you mean by all kinds of fun? I want to know.
you know what? You have to get to know me to find out.
She said the fun young.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
follow me on all my socials and let's say hi and let's find out.
Okay. All right. So let me begin this show tonight by this, right? I have this controversial question to ask. And I know you ain't going to agree with me. I know, Josh, you ain't going to agree with me.
Me?
But yeah, hold on, I'm about to ask. Okay. So, before I say that, right, let me draw my ball. Okay.
Are you nervous?
Hell no, I ain't no never. You know me. You know, I ain't never. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for. I'm always ready for action.
You can't be blacked out and be nervous.
Yeah.
A man's got on all black.
Yeah, all black. Yeah. Okay, so why is it that you all know Jesus, right? You all know Jesus. Yeah,
Religion,
sure.
yeah.
So why is it that the 12 disciples that he got, there was no female in it? Why? Have anybody thought about that? The 12 disciples that he got, there was no female in it.
Well,
Why?
the most important person was Virgin Mary, who actually birthed
No.
Jesus.
Don't divert it. Don't divert it. No, you're trying to dive. No. I'm asking, why was no female among Jesus' squad?
That's
Why?
because all of the disciples were like really bad people and they needed to be like rehabilitated by Jesus, and women didn't fit that bill.
I don't know. I don't believe that.
I feel like by design, people wrote women out of the Bible. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Yeah,
I
we
feel like that was
we
there.
didn't even get our rights to have a credit card until 1974.
I feel
But okay, wait.
I feel like they was there.
Wait,
They just
wait,
didn't
Of
put it.
course,
hold
we're
on.
not in the Bible.
Wait, hold on.
Unless you want to talk about the story
Hold
of
on.
Deborah. That was really fun.
Hold on. Yeah, Deborah is in the Bible. There are females in
She
the
was
Bible.
she was
but-
a badass.
Yeah, there are females in the Bible. But why is it that the whole... Okay, let's say this World Cup tournament going on, right? It's all males playing. There's no female in it. So I'm saying that what's the logic or what's the reason behind that?
Because men are like to be in control of things, and by putting down women, they think they have power. So
Do you believe what she's saying?
Oh man, so you're just a man hater?
no, but that's the facts. Men are women haters. They keep
I love
us
all
down
women.
so that they keep power, and that's how it
I love all
is.
women.
Because actually, our society was actually supposed to be a matriarchal society, but then men changed that because they wanted to be in control.
No, but men has always been in control.
That happened like
from the-
way back in like the mid centuries.
I feel like it's a reason why it's called Mother Earth.
Exactly.
I feel like it's a reason why
Amen.
the weather's called Mother Nature. I think it's a reason, you know.
No, you.
I like
no,
this
no,
guy. I like this guy. We're friends.
Wait. Hold on. hold on. Some people call it Mother Nature, but some people also call it Father Nature.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
stretching. You're stretching.
I ain't stretching.
You're
No,
stretching.
no,
I ain't never heard.
I'm just.
In all my 32 years of life, I ain't never heard nobody say that one time. Not
Yeah,
ever.
Father Nature. Yeah.
But who's Father Nature? Nobody knows Father Nature.
Yeah, people
It's
know.
Mother
Yeah,
Nature.
Father-
She's holding
no,
her
Father
belly. The
Nature.
belly is the
I
earth.
thought it was Father Time.
No,
Yeah, Father
Nature.
Time.
Yeah,
Father Time,
No, Father
Mother
Nature.
Nature.
Yeah, it was Father Nature. Yeah.
See, me and him, we're vibing.
Oh yeah, I know we're gonna get in. Yeah, I know.
let's do it. Let's get into it.
Let's
Come
do
on.
it. Let's do it. Yeah,
But
yeah.
heads, let's do it.
I mean, my personal, if I feel like a lot of good families, neither mom or dad was like, it was like a dual-headed, monster. You know what I mean?
I think that both parents play a very important
Yeah.
role. There are things that a father can give a son or a daughter that, the mother just can't, because a man does fill a very important role. I'm not trying to belittle men in any way, but it definitely is Mother Nature.
So back to the thing, right? Would you think if there were females involved in Jesus' disciple, would things work out properly? Food
Well, as
for
a
thought.
business decision, it's one of the best-selling books on the planet. So I don't know, maybe taking them out up the sales.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Jazz, assuming, right? You were in, okay, assuming let's, code. I'm Jesus, right? And I'm forming my disciples.
Yeah.
And I approach you and I'm like, hey, do you want to be part of it? Would you be?
You know, he probably asked women and they probably said no.
Yeah, because they can't do the job. They couldn't do it.
No, they probably chose not to.
Yeah, they couldn't do the job. No,
They
you
probably
can't-
said no.
they
I
said
got
no
children to
because-
raise. I'm busy.
Yeah, so they can't do the
You know,
job.
I have to do what my husband tells me
mean-
to because this is like back in the times where they have no rights, so they have no choice but to do what the men tell them
And then,
to.
you know,
They have no choice.
I mean, and
Like, let's be real.
also too, they could have
Let's
been
be
like,
real.
they could have been like, I'm looking at the rest of the brothers around here. What you got, JC? Come on with that, bro. You ain't talking about nothing. You
They're
look
like-
just like what's his name?
like-
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly. He was just like a carpenter.
I mean,
and
especially if we-
they were probably like, "What's this freaking woodworker
I
want
mean,
to do with
especially
me?"
if we talking about before they seen the miracles, though. Like, if we
They were
talking about,
like-
you know, if we talking about before they seen the work and everything, I can see them like comparing him to the average dude.
Also,
you know?
Oh, yeah.
this was back before Noah's flood. So, like, you know, these were like heathens crawling around everywhere, and all the women were probably like scared to even associate with men. Do I want to sit at the table with all these men before the flood wiped out all the scary ones? Probably not. I'm probably hiding.
And then I mean, we also talking about like pre-working showers. You know, it's kind of hard to decipher who's the good dude. And if everybody smells like
hold on.
orange.
We didn't leave.
Oh my God. Wait. I got something to say. Fun fact.
okay.
All the women with their big skirts, the royalty women during those times, they had maids that would crawl around under their skirts with like poop buckets to catch their poop so they didn't have to like go to the bathroom. I was shocked. I was like, no way. That is so gross. Like, you're just gonna like, exactly. Like, you know, these women, they're like, I'm rich and like famous and I'm royalty, but I'm like never gonna take my dress off at the ball and I'm not gonna go to the bathroom. I have slaves crawling under me with buckets to catch whatever falls.
So is that why people be like, you think you the shit? Is that how that works?
Bro,
I'm just trying to figure it out. You
that's
know?
hilarious.
So, in the Bible days, right? How was life like? How was life like for like females? Tony, you want to take that?
I can't even begin to imagine. I just looking at the times. I can't imagine it was. Oh, I gotta. No, I can't even
Point it.
point it.
Just point it
Yep.
towards you a little more.
Oh, I gotta play with this.
Okay, so
There you go. That's
yeah,
better. That's better.
Yeah.
That'll work better.
No, they're not talked about a lot. There's no history. Can't. I didn't study it enough, so no, I couldn't even tell you.
Ooh. I mean, imagine how life during those times would be like. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I don't think life was that much strict like now.
Not for the men. I think for the women, if you didn't do what your husband said, like you're just gonna have to like walk up Schitt's Creek.
Oh no, I don't think women were treated that way. No, we presume.
Are
that-
you serious?
No, we presume. you might not. You see, sometimes we presume things.
No,
but
no, no,
it
no,
might-
no,
it might
no,
even-
no,
They
no.
might even have life way better than we do.
If they didn't like please their husband in the bedroom, you know what happened? They got beheaded.
Nah, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, and then he got a new wife.
Okay, men. Listen, men could be wicked, but not to females. Men could be like
Yeah,
you,
they
me, as
could- they
men,
could
we
just do
but not-
whatever
no.
they
See,
wanted.
no matter how much a man is bad, right? When they get around females, they kind of like soften it. You know what I mean? So, but when around we men, I'm not gonna be soft on you. But when I see a female, no matter how bad I am,
Oh, you're soft on the women, huh?
hell, yeah.
Have you watched the beginning of this episode?
I'm gonna say real men probably will, but like
Yeah.
the childish, you know, not grown up men would probably still carry on however they want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but back then it was like different times. Like it was totally acceptable to like be like very controlling, and you were expected to control your wife. And as a woman, you were expected to obey your husband, and if you didn't, there was consequences. Women didn't even get rights to be independent until 1974. Like, let that sink in.
But that's here.
That's
Culturally,
here.
we don't know.
Yeah,
There
other
are
places.
other places that have
I,
females
you know,
at a higher role.
So wait.
I'm not
You
sure.
only speak for
I believe that
America,
too.
right? Listen, you only speak for American culture.
I believe
but
that too.
explore other cultures. You might never know.
Yeah.
Listen, from Africa, right, where I'm from, right, ladies know their roles in society. Nobody will be like, hey, you don't know. Ladies do stuff. Ladies run, you know what I mean, great, you know what I mean? They've been ladies queens, you know what I mean? They've been ladies warriors and then all of that. In America, you would say like, yeah, just as yeah, but from other cultures, it's different.
Yeah, I believe that too. I believe
You know what I
it's
mean?
different
From
in
other
different
cultures,
cultures.
different. Yeah. Because here you'd be like, yeah, ladies.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, you could look at like, you know, Afghanistan too, where they're all in their, but they used to not be. They actually used to be just like America, all free and like living their best life, getting an education. And then I guess like the Taliban came in and now they have to like cover all the way. And it's like really bad for them.
Yeah, so just because they didn't get in America doesn't mean back then they weren't worshipped, adored, admired,
No.
respected, but they were edited out of the Bible. So we
And
don't
I guarantee
know the
you
true
there's
story.
people. Well,
But I also think too how that story is sold to us is different though, because one of my Middle Eastern friends explained it to me that like they believe their women are so beautiful that they cover them up because it would make another man go crazy.
yeah, I know a lot of.
But when they go home, from what I heard, they take it off though.
I know a lot of Middle Eastern people. And so, like, in the Muslim religion, there's like different sectors of like Muslims, right? And so it's just kind of like Christianity. Like, you got the Baptists, the Episcopalians, you got all the different kinds, right? Well, same thing for Muslims. And so, like, you got like the extremists, they're the ones who are like cover everything up. And then you got like the kind that are like, oh, well, we love our women, we treat our women like goddesses. And then there's like another kind where they're like, no, she has to be controlled and everything has to be exactly how it should be according. I'm not like, I can't go into super details,
That almost sounds
but
like
that's
America.
kind of what I've been told. Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are very similar, just like with like a different title, you know, except for the extremist. Well, I guess like their extremist thing would be kind of like similar to like our polygamists, where the man's like, oh, I'm gonna have like 14 wives, and you know, they're just gonna have to be happy with it.
ain't nothing wrong with having 14 wives.
I
Well,
feel
you
say
can have
some-
14. You know, honestly, if you have 14 wives, you better have 14 incomes and be able to afford 14 houses and raise 14 families.
It don't matter having 14 wives. Yeah, you know what I mean. You can't. Okay, so
what they call them,
I
sister wives.
I had.
Yeah,
argument
I
with you.
know. I
No, we
remember.
had an
I
argument.
know. We're gonna
We
have
had
another
an
one too.
Yeah, we're gonna have another one
Yeah,
too.
let's
And
go.
nothing wrong having
Let's go.
14 wives. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Hey,
that.
If you can
all
afford it,
14 is
if
cool
you can
with
afford
you
it,
doing what you doing.
can you afford it?
I ain't got that kind of
Can you
energy.
afford 14 families?
I ain't got that kind of mind
Yeah.
state for
Yeah,
14.
there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having 14 wives.
Can you
No,
get
that'd be- listen,
Can you go through 14 divorces? Can you afford that?
Listen. Even when you have more, right?
I hope you signed 14
Wait,
prenups.
Hold on. When you have more, let's say your duty, if your duty is supposed to clean this whole place, and if you have more, it becomes easy for you
But there's 14 houses
in one big house.
because each woman needs a place to raise her children.
It don't matter. We want no.
That's how polygamy works. The man has to buy a house for each of his wives.
No,
Well, no,
And he-
no.
and-
That's not how it- that's
and then
not how
he
it is.
goes to each wife's house each
I think,
night.
I
No,
think
they
that's
all-
what
they
the
don't-
wealthy
they
do
don't-
it.
They all live in the same house. They have a big
I know a
house.
dude that got an apartment with 3 chicks. I don't need.
They have a big house.
That's polyamory, not polygamy.
Okay. I didn't know the difference. I didn't know.
That's the poor man's polygamy.
Okay.
Okay, so see, they have a big house.
There's different levels.
They have a
Yes.
big house. They have a big house. They all live in. Because let's say if you have about like 10-bedroom house, maybe, you know what I mean, each wife has, and then the kids all live, you know what I mean, together. So they kind of like know and then bond. Because if this kid live in a different place and that kid, the unity wouldn't be there. But if they all live under the same roof, and then it even helps. Because I know, hey, I'm your sibling. We all kind of like, we know each other. We check on each other. We help raise it. I think there's nothing wrong, but you don't like the concept and the idea of, hey, having multiple wives. You don't like it.
No.
I don't know if I can handle multiple arguments. You know.
No, I'm going to be a huge problem if my man wants another wife. I'm going to be the biggest problem he ever experienced.
How you going to give him problem? How you going to give him problem?
I don't know, but you know what? You don't want to find out.
I want to
Because
find out.
I'm going to be...
But from what I heard, you're the biggest problem, even if you're the focus of the attention. If there's just one, you're still a problem.
Yeah, that's why there can't be another. 'Cause then I'm going to be double the problem.
My question with 14 wives though is like, do everybody got a day, a week? Like, how does that work? Cause like, you know, you only one man. You know.
See, okay, we doing a little bit. We diving back into the Bible days, right? And then even kings, they had a lot. So when I feel, hey, it might be like let's break it down to let's say four wives, right? Or four, females.
Yeah.
They're kind of like you rotate.
Do the wives get to have like pool boys or something?
What boys?
Pool boys?
No, they gotta wait
or-
for
do
they,
what?
I think the way he's saying is they gotta just wait for their turn. I guess they got.
What about the stable
They gotta
boy
wait
that's
for their
like
day to come
cleaning
back
out the
around,
stables and he's like cute with like a 6-pack or something, and the husband's busy with the other wife,
So you're,
Nah, you
you're-
can't have that. No, you can't have that.
I
Nah.
mean, he's
No,
playing that
no,
game. I
no.
guess two can play.
No, you can't have
I
that.
think
Nah.
this is
No,
one- I
no,
think
no,
this is the one
no,
player.
no. If you want to play that game, we're gonna play that game.
I think
You
he's
want to
describing
play
a
that
one player game.
game? We're gonna play that game.
No.
So your focus is all on the sexuality of the relationship.
Yeah.
What about the
I-
resources? And you
Yeah.
talk from the other side. So you take, if you've ever been outside besides walking across the parking lot at a mall, you'd realize that it's kind of hard out there and survival's kind of hard.
Well, I value
so it's-
loyalty and honesty, and I can
can be-
provide for myself.
All possible.
So if a
All
man
possible.
can't fit those bills, I can just be alone. I'll be alone.
So I'll agree. Like I would have been on that camp a while till you watch from their perspective and you realize that their survival depends on certain things. So a female by herself couldn't survive. So it makes
yeah, because
sense
she couldn't even buy a
the farm
house
life- the
until
farm life-
1974.
Well, you're still in America. We're still talking about like back there, survival in the desert. Resources were scarce.
Yep.
You had to share things, so it made more sense to work together because
Yep.
one would raise the buffalo, one would do the sheep, one was taking
Yeah.
care of
Yep.
this, one was taking care of that.
Yep.
That's what they wanted because survival was the thing. You're looking for status. They're looking to survive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Priorities are different.
Yeah, that's how.
I don't
that's kinda-
I don't understand what it's like to live in those times. I
There's-
never lived there,
what-
and I'm not a historian. Let's get that clear. All I know is that I currently, right now, would not put up with it. Period.
You got to.
Yeah, how
No,
that,
I
you
do
got
not
to.
have
Yeah,
it.
you got to put up with it.
how
Yeah.
my
You got-
grandmother-
You've
Back
not
then.
tried it. You've not tried it, so you can't tell. You need to try it.
how my grandmother explained it to me was like back in the day when you had like warriors and all that kind of stuff. As people went to war and like they died, like you have like a leftover half family with a mom and a kid. And so she says, "Come over here, David will take care of you. We'll make sure you're safe." Then over time, she's like, "I want a husband too."
Mm-hmm.
A homegirl's like, "Shh, shh.
Yeah, you gotta share.
You want to share David with me?" Then they're like, "All right, somebody else go to war, die in the village." It's like, man, David,
Okay.
Erica, and Jessica got a cool thing going on there.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds really great in like the man's fantasy land, but
We talking about
in
a simpler time
reality,
too, though. We're
though,
talking about like a simpler
Okay.
time too, though.
well, you said your grandmother, so we're coming back closer to our time in our.
No, I'm saying my
our
grandmother
country.
told me about this.
Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't say she lived
So
it.
here's the deal. Have you left the United States? Have you
Yeah.
traveled anywhere? Where'd you go?
I went to Mexico,
Nice. Okay.
No,
good.
Mexico
Have
is
you
just
been to,
right here.
So been to like going to South
but I
America.
have a lot of friends from the Middle East.
Go to Fiji, right? And you go to Fiji, and they'll tell you that they have a different priority structure. So, for example, in their culture, the children belong to the community before they belong to the parents.
Yep.
I mean,
Because,
The
and they will
village
tell
culture,
you,
the
they will
village-
tell
yeah.
you that way. If a parent dies, because survival is very hard, the child's world doesn't crumble. You're one person that's died instead of their whole world that has died. So the children, even to this day in 2026, if you go down to Fiji, and we did it, like my daughters come out in their little blonde hair and looking like you, the community has the right to come up, and they'll come up and pick your child up. Because your child belongs to the community before they have equal access. So men and women will pick you up. Like when we came through the airport, the lady on the other side, the TSA equivalent for them, reached over and picked my daughter up, and they were taking pictures with my daughter.
Yep.
That's dope.
I bet that was kind of like odd though, like an odd experience.
So then you begin to realize your biases when you stumble into it, because when the women do it, you're kind of like, that's cute, until a man comes and picks your
He
kid
picks up your
and then
daughter
you
and
lose
he's
it, and you're
kissing
like,
on her. He's like, he's so cute.
they just pick them up and they cuddle and they take pictures, and then you start realizing you have to sort the cultural things out.
Well,
Right.
at least they like care and they like love. They're
So
like.
are you gonna
loving on
try it
her.
again? Are you gonna give it a shot?
No. You can get out of here. That ain't my life right now. My life right now, you do that, and you're just like gonna find a whole new side of me. So
No,
I'm not doing
You've
it.
not
think-
tried it. You've not tried it yet. So why would you?
how do you know
have
that?
the
How do you know
experience?
that? How do you know that?
No. Have the experience.
How do you know
No,
that?
I don't know, but have the experience. If you have the
think-
experience,
How
then
do
it's
you know
yeah.
that?
I think a lot of people in America are unknowingly polygamous too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the infidelity
yeah,
rates are
yeah.
absolutely staggering.
That's what the
you-
prenup is for.
but
No, I'm
you-
talking about even just dating. Like you might be dating them, but they might be dating like 5 other people.
Yeah, and if I find out about it, guess what? I'm gonna date their dad.
Oh, that's why. Have you seen the DNA tests coming? That some states are making DNA tests mandatory
Yep.
because they're finding out that 20 to 30, maybe even 40% of children born are not born to the fathers that are being claimed.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yep. A lot. A lot. I've been watching a lot
Because
of
we're
the DNA
genetically
shows.
wired
Yep.
to do one thing, and it's a different thing. You start reading the stuff on women taking birth control and how they're attracted to one person, but then the person they're attracted to mate with is not the same person they want to be attracted to as far as survival and living is. They're two different attractions.
They're like the marriage is the business transaction, and then
I feel like it always has.
I'm gonna go hook up with the pool boy.
Other than the romantic notion that we live in under today, marriage had a societal status.
Yes, and you know what that was? Because until 1974, a woman had no ability to get a credit card, no house loan, no nothing. So she had to be with a man to have a house. She had to be with a man. She had to make sure that they didn't fight and they didn't break up, because what's she gonna do? Where's she gonna take her kids? What's she gonna do? She can't go out and get a freaking loan for a house. She can't.
As a matter of fact,
1974. My mom was born in 1974, bro.
I was born in 1974. Don't pretend.
That's how long ago that was. We had no ability to buy a house for ourselves. And then all these men wonder why women are like, oh, I'm independent bad bitch now. You know, it's because, yes, we are. We finally got that ability.
But my grandmother
Okay,
is like
so-
80 and she was independent.
Okay, hold
way
on,
back then.
hold on. With all that independence talk, right? Are you females doing the right thing? With all the female like independent talk, I'm independent this, I'm independent that. Are you still doing the right
I
things?
can't speak for other women, but I can
In
say
general.
that I
Yeah,
try
you
to
don't speak for all,
live
but
with a
in
decent
general.
moral code myself. Like, I do my best to be a good person. I cannot speak for other women. They are on their own. They live their own life. They make their own choices. And, you know, I personally think that, you know, all men and women, like, if you're gonna like make a commitment with somebody, like, you should honor that. You know, all of this like cheating on each other stuff, like, that's like really messed up, because like some people, like me personally, I would hate to get an STD from somebody that I'm trusting to like keep me safe. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
choosing to share my body with you, I am trusting you that you are gonna keep my body safe.
That's definitely a deal breaker.
And if you fucking disregard that, it's in my prenup. I'm getting half of everything.
This prenup thing.
So
It was part of the last episode. It was like the
okay,
last
so
episode.
it's funny. I was watching. There's a guy who does a podcast. He's an attorney, but he says, and you know, I did go to law school, so it's kind of, but that everybody gets a prenup.
Yep.
You just don't know it until you get divorced, because the state has a set of rules that says, okay, if you get divorced, regardless of who's at fault, here's how we're going to split the property.
I'm making mine
And
up
then
front.
the only thing with a prenup is you're kind of checking the boxes off before you sign the contract.
I'm a 100% believer in prenups. I'm going to have my own prenup. A man wants to make his demands. I got demands too. We're
Okay,
going to
so on your
mediation.
prenup-
We're gonna
So-
we're gonna
okay,
hammer
wait.
it out.
Okay, so let's retake your prenup, right? What will be in your prenup?
Mine's pretty simple,
What's it?
right? You know, like if you want to walk out on me and the children, that's great. Alimony, because obviously I have children. I gave you my body. My body's destroyed. I had babies for you.
No, it's
I
your
gave
baby
you
too.
my
Wait. It's your baby too. Don't say you.
They're my babies
wait,
too, yeah. And
why
I
you
will
say-
be happy
no,
to have
no,
full custody,
no.
100%.
So don't say it's your baby. Don't say it's just my baby. No, it's our babies.
Yes.
So don't
but
say you
is
give me
he-
your body to
Oh,
make
wait,
your baby.
but
No.
this is a variable question, because is he the kind of man that's going to actually step up and, like, if he's the type of man that's a good father and he wants to be a part of his children's life and he wants to do good things and he wants to, like, support his child, then, like, 50-50 all the way, 100%, no questions asked. If he is not that kind of guy, no, I will just, like, try to keep him away.
But you know, that's what,
Or, you know,
But that's
I
even
mean,
worse.
But you
That's
know
even
what-
worse.
I
Can't
feel
keep
like
the
that's
father
a
away.
common
But you
sense
know-
question that you just asked
but
me.
you know what's funny about most divorces though is like, while you going on the vacations and you paying for the houses and you're buying the cars, you're doing all this stuff, like this is the greatest dude ever. But then it's like you get divorced and then it's like, I think he's terrible father.
Well,
You know, like
you know what? I have never been married because I plan to marry with very solid intention.
So
And
what
I-
are your intentions for marriage?
that it's gonna be like the right person for me, and I'm gonna know that when I come across that. And I might never be married in my entire life, and that's fine because I will not get married unless
You
the
have the
situation is
criteria.
right.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah,
Nah.
you have
You-
the criteria picked out.
Not necessarily,
So
but
the
I
answer is
mean, you can tell if you get along with somebody. Like, okay, so here's the criteria. If we're able to communicate, solve problems together in a way that's peaceful, and we get along for the most part, we're having fun together for the most part, we can solve problems together. I feel like I could probably like talk to him about anything, whether it's right, wrong, whatever, and we can like, actually talk and like come to a resolution in a peaceful manner, live our lives in peace together. We can both be open-minded and flexible on our mind state and be able to like, come to conclusions together. Then yes, it's a match. And he has to have, he's got to have it going on in the bedroom.
Okay.
That's the requirements.
Wait.
I feel like that's so simple. And
Wait.
don't cheat on me.
Hold on.
Is that
What
too
about-
hard?
Wait. I'm about to. Okay, Tony, you say whatever you're about to say, but I'm about to say something to what you said.
So that was a bit of a list. It's kind of vague, but I'm curious. Are you the type of person he would want?
I don't know. That's not my problem. If a man wants me, he's going to come get me. I'm a woman. I don't chase. I receive. It's a man's job to chase. Okay? If a man... It's my job to receive as a woman. That is the feminine job, and I am going to not go out of my way to find a man. I will just be my glowing, beautiful self, and the right man will approach me or he won't, and I will just be my glowing self, beautiful, single for the rest of my life, and I don't really care. I don't care. If it doesn't meet my standards, I don't care how ridiculous my standards are. If you don't meet it, you're not crossing that line.
Let me ask you a question though. If you,
I have strict boundaries. So get with it or get out of here.
let me ask you a question. So if you knew a really great guy, right? But because
I've
he's
done
not
several of
pursuing you would never tell him that you really like him?
No. Well, I might tell him. But am I going to put a lot of energy? Am I going to chase him? Hell no. Because honestly, if a man is not calling me, if he is not...
Girl, do we need to spill the beans up in here?
Go ahead, spill the beans. Because no, seriously, if a man is not like... I don't know. Like, if a man is not calling me, if he's not answering my text messages, whatever, he probably just don't fucking like me. Not like that.
So
Why the fuck am I
But I
gonna
mean,
continue on?
But what if he
That
ain't?
don't make no fucking sense. I'd much rather be with the guy that's like head over heels for me, like, oh, princess goddess, oh my god, please, baby, I'm gonna do anything for you. Yeah, that dude fucking loves me.
Well,
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
that's how some of the most manipulative people start, though.
Well, if I find out that's how he is, he's getting dumped. And I'm moving on to being single. Living my best life all by myself because I don't fucking need nobody.
okay.
I'll die alone.
okay,
Everybody dies
I'll ask you
alone
this.
anyway.
So
What's the matter?
you said all that list, right?
Even a dog,
Hear
right?
me
A
out,
dog
hear me out.
he goes off,
Hear
he
me
crawls
out.
under the porch, he dies
Time out,
alone.
time out,
I'm
hear
gonna
me
die alone, you're gonna die alone.
I
we
mean,
all die alone.
in that
Yes,
moment, if you say it that way, then in that moment, yeah, everybody dies alone.
Okay, Jess,
Exactly.
you said all that.
All that.
What if he's broke?
I don't know, man. Like, I already told you, I already been in love and dated a
No,
man for 7
what
years
if
who
he's
was broke. I was fucking there with
So
him.
are you gonna accept if the guy he meets everything you want, but he's broke?
Does he have a willingness to work
But
and
he's still
change?
broke. He's not earning like you earn.
But is he intellectually smart and capable of doing something with himself? Or is he just okay with being broke?
be just being a regular person.
Yeah, not for me.
And then this world you can
'Cause
never
I have, like,
you can never
goals in
have
life,
all, wait,
and-
you can never have everything.
Okay,
you
but-
can never have. Sometimes we make
Okay,
goals.
all right.
You,
You
can't achieve it all.
can dumb this down to just like money if you want, but really what it is like the actual if we're gonna be a match, we have to have similar values. And my values is I am an ambitious person and I am a success-driven person, and I'm going to do things that make me happy. And sometimes that is setting goals and completing those goals. And if a man can't do that, then he is not compatible for me.
But then you know the most successful
So,
guys don't got a
That's
lot
how
of
I
time
feel.
though.
What?
I said the most successful guys don't got a lot of time though.
And I would
Well, you
love
said-
for him to be busy doing his own shit,
Right,
so
but you-
I have
but you
time
said-
to go do my
Right,
work.
but you said a minute ago, like if they ain't chasing you, texting you, blowing your phone up, then
I didn't say blowing my phone up. I said he will be pursuing me, and I will know he's pursuing me because a man will let you know. I don't care if he's a fucking brain surgeon. He will find a moment to check in on his woman.
So
Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
So you said
If he loves her, he's gonna check in on her.
I love my mom, but I don't talk to her.
He's not gonna obviously jeopardize his job over it, but he will when he has a moment. He will check in on his woman.
So you said
And if
you're
his woman had an
goal-oriented and-
emergency, he's gonna give a fuck. And that's how you know if a man loves you, because he's gonna be like, "Oh my god, baby, my tire's flat." He's gonna rush to fucking help me.
But you're
Tell me.
ambitious. You're ambitious and goal oriented and want to conquer the world. Are you competing with him? Like, are we having a little competition here?
No.
So are you submissive?
No.
Or are you?
Well,
Because you said your beautiful self, and then you're ambitious and goal oriented.
I go back and forth on it.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I can do either.
Okay, all right. So let's go check. Our first video for our reaction segment. All right.
I'm standing in the doorway of the ladies' bathroom. Okay? My wife, there is a man with his two little girls using the women's bathroom.
Wash your hands, baby.
He is. He's washing his hands with his daughters right now. He is leaving it.
It's all right, baby.
She is waiting to use the restroom with her mother, who is very ill
Wash your hands.
and who is on oxygen.
It's okay. Some of them are just immature.
And he's refusing. He's taking his sweet time.
I have two girls washing their hands.
You let this lady, this woman is she's a woman. She can bring her daughters in here. She's the manager of the QT.
I'm their
You can
dad.
ask her. I understand. If you don't have any business, we got her into the women's bathroom.
They're girls. They go to the women's bathroom.
As soon as he leaves the women's bathroom, I will. I'm standing in the doorway. He's taking his own sweet time. Hey, sweetheart. This is ridiculous, man. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Some men are just immature.
Take it, Brandon. Right here, bro.
You dry your hands? All right, come on. Come on here.
We got a cross in the front in the gray shirt. So you can video me, okay? And you got
Don't
a
put your
shirt
hands on me.
Yeah, well, stop videoing me.
Yeah, he
then.
just put his hands on me.
I touched you.
Operator.
I brushed you on the shirt.
That's still touching.
Yeah, that's
Don't put your
ridiculous.
hands on me.
That's ridiculous.
I got it on video.
He's a white man. He's about 5'10".
Tell him to get here soon.
I know. She's trying to get into the women's bathroom, and she can't. He's out now. He's standing
Yeah, this
here
guy making a
videoing
big
me.
deal about me taking my
obnoxiously,
little girls
justifying what he's
to the
doing.
women's restroom. Because he wants me to take them to the men's restroom.
I'm just standing here.
Probably a weirdo that wants to see them in there.
Going with his two daughters.
Are they coming down here? Do I need to stay down
The police
here?
are
Or
on the way. Yes.
do I need to speak to them?
No, you can come and talk to them right here.
Because I'm on a road trip trying to get home.
We're on a road trip too, and I couldn't.
All right. So I'll start with you. Is he wrong for doing that, taking his daughters, to the ladies, bathroom?
I mean, the Quick Trip attendant was right there. You know what I mean? If the establishment didn't have a problem with it, I don't know how to, I would only say if it was me and I got a daughter, I'm going to the male bathroom and she gonna wash her hands. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he wrong. I mean, I think he looks like a great dad. I mean, I just got a deal about going to women's bathrooms. I'm just not. That's just me, But I don't think he's bad for it. I mean, like I said, the attendant was right there. I mean, he looks like he was You know, he was covering his back. He was recording. You know what I mean? Now, I think if you prevented somebody else from going to the bathroom by doing that, then like, okay, then that might cause a problem. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think the guy's like out of line. You know what I mean?
Okay, Tony, let me hear from you.
There's a mismatch. So no matter which way he goes, there's going to be somebody who's going to complain. So if he takes 2 little girls into the boys' bathroom, now he's got a problem. If he takes them into the women's bathroom, but
I agree with that too.
I would open the discussion to something bigger. It's got a label on a door. It's not a law. It's a door which says, hey, these, under the best of circumstances, go here. Under the best of circumstances, go here. But there's nothing precluding you. There's nothing that says Oklahoma Statute 21.243, if a male walks into this bathroom, you are legally required to release the facility so that somebody who may be in a wheelchair can do it. No, if you took the sign off of it, it's a bathroom. We could just go up there, change the sign to, like when I went to law school, they changed the signs on the bathroom to accommodate. So there was like unisex bathrooms.
Yeah.
And they do it all the time. So yes, culturally, do we like to do that? Do we like to give them the space? But as a girl dad, there's no win. There is no win. So you had to make a choice. And the primary concern is there a cross exposure? And there wasn't. There didn't have to be. They could have locked the door. They could have left it. He egged it on into something. The kids were safe. They were safe. Mm-hmm. So the grown person had to wait a little bit before they peed their pants. Okay.
What's the male version of a Karen? Was he a Darren?
I wanted to fight the guy in the gray shirt because honestly, in my opinion, that man had every right to be in the women's bathroom with those 2 babies. They do not belong in the man's bathroom. They belong in the women's bathroom, and they're young, and they need their dad's help, and he needs to make sure that they can wash their hands and, go to the bathroom properly. And he's the parent, and he's the safe person to be taking care of them. And if I seen that man in the bathroom, I would be like, you are a good man, just like do your thing.
And I'm going to tell you why we would do this, because if you don't go into a male's bathroom, you're not going to know this. There's no possibility of exposure in a female bathroom. But by design of the male urinal, there is going to be a penis pulled out.
Yep.
Yeah, you say it like that. Yeah.
Yep.
There's going to of the 2 options, the females is the safest because they all close the door.
Facts.
The only exposure is now you've exposed a child to a male who just turns around or he does this or he stands there and they're standing there exposed
that's awkward for him because he's just peeing.
And I'm even taking it a step further too. Like women's bathrooms are probably a lot cleaner,
bro.
Because men are nasty.
I would never ever want my baby girl in a man's bathroom
because
ever.
There's pee on the floor. It bounces off the walls. It bounces off of here.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
I don't want anybody's baby girl in the man's bathroom.
Now that we have talked about this, I think this is the father of the year right here. I think this might be the best dad we've ever seen.
He did what he was supposed to do, man. He was taking care of his babies.
Hey, that's a bomb dad right there. My dad would have been like, guess you're gonna pee on yourself. The bathroom's closed. So
Jazz, if it was your son, would you take him to the female's bathroom?
I do take my son to the female's bathroom.
Why?
Because he's young and he's 7 now, so we start letting him go to the boys' bathroom by himself, and I'll wait outside the boys' bathroom because he's getting a little older. But he's a boy, so he's got to be a dude, I can't overprotect him forever. But when he was like really little and he needed my help with everything, because now he can wash his hands on his own and he can handle going to the bathroom on his own. He knows how to wipe his own butt, all that, right? He doesn't need nobody's help. But when he did, he went to the woman's restroom with me because I'm not sending my young, vulnerable child who needs help with things into the man's bathroom. And even now it's hard to even let him have the independence because I am my past is very bad and traumatized, and so it is really kind of scary to think about men being in a room alone with my child in that kind of setting where they might have their penis out.
But in a way,
you know what I mean? That is very scary. And I know a lot of really dark things that are happening right here in our city.
I'm gonna be honest with you too. Women predators are. They
do exist. They do exist. But in the women's bathroom, I'm there with him.
Okay, so was there no way you could have a male let's say when you go to Quick Trip or something, you can have like a meal. So like, hey, can you help my son? You know what I mean? Go use the male's bathroom.
Hell no.
Why?
Because I don't know who that dude is. I don't know anything about him. You got me fucked up.
It's tricky though.
No fucking stranger is helping my son do anything in the bathroom. He will come to me to a different bathroom with me.
And is that right? Seeing like females.
I'm not
you know what I
saying
mean?
that every man is bad, but I am saying I'm not taking the risk if I do not know who that man is.
I don't
So-
care what they did. No matter which bathroom my kids went in, I cleared it before they went in.
You know it.
Because my daughter doesn't know enough to like, hey, that's poop on the toilet. So I'm going to walk in and clean the toilet to make sure she's not standing in something or they're in something in that urinal that I don't know about. So I'll look in her bathroom. Hey, anybody in here? No, there's nobody in here. Okay, baby, which stall you want to use? And I'm going to open the door. Why? Because I don't want your crack needles. I don't want your trash. I don't want
Facts.
pee on the toilet, feces on the toilet. My daughter's putting her hands on it. No, I'm going to walk in, wipe the toilet seat off, and then you're going to go, baby. I'm going to be outside by the door. I'm going to just nobody come in and, go do your thing.
But that is exactly why that man belonged in the bathroom, in the women's bathroom with his babies, because like they're too little. They don't know. They can't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a cop, you know what I mean, reacted on this incident. Let's go check what the cop, you know what I mean, had to say.
All right, today I want to address an issue, and that is that there's a dad who takes his two daughters into a bathroom, and if you're one of those dads, listen up. Here's the deal. As a police officer and as a dad myself, by all means, as long as you made sure that there's no women inside that bathroom and you said, hey, I'm coming in with my daughters, they need to use the restroom, and you know what? Do what you gotta do. If there's nobody in there, hold the door open if you need to, but go ahead and go in there and have your daughters use the restroom. But the person I want to address is this old turd over here. He apparently needed
Darren
to make a big scene and call the police on the dad that is trying to take his two daughters to the restroom. No, he doesn't want to take his daughters into a men's restroom where there's nothing but urinals. He took them into a women's restroom, and rightfully so. Again, there was no women inside there, and the dad made sure that there wasn't, and he took his daughters into the restroom. There's nothing wrong with that. And for this old turd to be able to call the police and waste the police time by calling and being Karen is ridiculous. So again, to all the dads out there or any male that needs to take their daughters to the restroom, give an announcement, and if there's nobody in there or if the women in there don't care, take your daughters into a women's restroom. It's a lot safer and a lot cleaner. Y'all take care and keep our kids safe.
Amen.
So protect your kids and don't be a Darren,
Yeah.
aka a male Karen.
Yeah. But why do some people like want to always overdo too much, do too much? Because you saw he had, you know what I mean, somebody accompany him in there that, hey, please, I need your help. You know what I mean? A staff in there. So why would you go ahead and then call the cop? It makes no sense.
I don't know. I can't explain for him. He's gonna have to talk to God about that one.
I think some people just want to have something to report or talk about, or I feel like for some people to call the police, they get a little like jolt of like serotonin or something. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they get a little kick out of like, oh, I called the laws on somebody.
I don't know, but watching that clip gave me a jolt of something, and that was a jolt of wanting to like wring that dude's neck. I'm like, let that dude take his children to the to the bathroom. Like those daughters, they gotta pee.
He better be glad he wasn't at a place where it was like a nice amount of real dads that don't play no shit like that. Because a lot of people would have hooked him up. Like he'd have been in the hallway, he'd have been in the middle of that door talking, they would have been like, bim, 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 bim. He'd have been like,
So in a way, is he a father too? The guy calling the cops?
he probably ain't got no kids.
He had an old lady with him in a wheelchair.
He probably ain't got no kids. Ain't nobody
who
procreating with
also
that.
had a problem with the daughters.
Ain't nobody
and the
procreating
dad
with
being
that.
there.
That is crazy.
It was just like people throwing a fit about just finding something to throw a fit about.
Okay, all right.
Like, what are the babies gonna do?
You see the little girl.
The fact that she started crying and he kept going, that's where I started to lose my stuff. And I'm like, that's what the like stuff. She's obviously crying. You have overstepped. Every technique has a line of overextension, and you went from protecting to actually harming the child.
Yeah.
She's obviously crying. Stop talking.
Yeah, he was cold for that. He didn't really care about the safety. He wanted to make somebody look bad, you know.
Okay, all right. So let's go check out this video.
You have a very large behind. My 9-year-old daughter is sitting right there watching you do all of that.
Ooh,
I thought she got in the car. No, I brought her out here so she could see how to not carry herself. Oh, well, you're not wrong, because I'm a grown-ass woman and your daughter's not. Okay, and I'm a grown-ass woman. It's children out here. It's children out here. First of all, I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm a grown-ass woman. Fuck you all. I got you damn right. That's not how a 9-year-old carries herself. I see how you carry yourself. I respect myself. Hey, you better respect yourself. You a grown. You a grown, broke ass bitch. What's wrong with you? Bitch, hey, you better teach your daughter how to motherfucking act, bitch. I am. What's wrong with you? All right.
Yeah. Is she right? Doing this in the public, on the broad daylight.
No.
I mean, she was inside her own car.
That was inappropriate. There could be children around. That was the ghettoest thing I ever saw in my life.
So she does that. You see that activity. But if you go to the beach, what do we got? We got bikinis. Everything's exposed, walking around.
Same thing.
Highly exposed. So where did you draw the line?
Because she's like dancing, shaking it and being sexually behavior, and I would not want my child to replicate that behavior.
If it was me and I was walking with my kid, I would put myself to the side of where the girl's dancing and just keep walking with my kid. You know what I mean?
This is legally where you start balancing the line of your freedoms. Everybody wants their freedom as long as it's what they want to do, and it doesn't. So sometimes having freedoms makes things inconvenient.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know.
I mean, even if she didn't like it, the whole, like, in a screaming match and stuff was also inappropriate in front of children.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the whole thing was absolutely just craziness.
So she said, I took my daughter
Neither
out
one
here.
of them were
Did I hear
adults.
that correctly? I brought my daughter out here to see how not to behave.
What? That was inappropriate.
So start a fight in public, but don't dance in your car.
Well, start a fight in public. Let's bring the child to witness.
Traumatize your kid. You know,
that was like 3 kinds of traumatizing.
So now your kid is
the
like,
whole thing gave me a headache.
Your kid is like, I can walk by cars and yell at people what they're doing in the car. You know what I mean? Like,
I would just like, me and Micah, we just exit the scene as fast as possible. Like, I was just like, we're out of here. I'm not.
But is it the right way to do? Okay, hey,
even if my child's not with me, I'm not around nobody.
So
none
I
of
did
that.
something wrong, right? And then do you supposed to yell or scream at the person?
But here's, I'm going to start with the predicate because your argument starts with you said you did something wrong.
Yep.
No. You did something that somebody doesn't like.
Yeah.
What wrongful thing? You see what I'm saying? Where are we going to draw the line as far as wrong? She thought it was right. The mom thought it was wrong. She didn't have a daughter. The other one had a daughter. She thought, well, I'm grown. I can do what I want, but my clothes are on. The mom, so when you say wrong, where's that line? What are we saying? Because wrong is a choice.
You know, my thing is like, okay,
well, if you feel, wait,
hold on, Jack. If you feel I did something wrong, right?
Okay,
if you feel I did something wrong,
okay.
Why wouldn't you like respectfully, hey, I didn't like what you did, even the tone at which you kind of like, you know what I mean? So have that conversation with yelling and screaming.
So maybe this comes from the hood, but it's like you just mind your own fucking business.
You hear me?
Because you reach over there, you don't know if that girl's stupid, coming off the chain, coming out of pocket, doing something dumb with you. Like, oh yeah, no, just mind your business, walking on down the street.
Exactly.
Just
that's why I said I'd exit the scene so fast.
Just walk past.
Yeah.
Just walk past. Why? Because you want to get in them grown folks' business. Because one of them. Okay, case in point, I used to rent properties, right?
Yeah.
Guy, we got sideways with this guy, and the guy was riding around with, he was my tenant. He was like, oh, bro, don't go in there. Dude's got a gun, and his dogs are crazy. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. We're doing this. Sorry about that. So I go over there, and I talk to him. We settle it. But years later, I go back to that property, and I'm walking around, and the house has got a fence on it, and it's all burned up. And I ask a neighbor, what happened? Well, like, what did he die? Did something happen? He goes, oh, no, they burned that house. He lost his mind one day, came out with a big old pistol here in Tulsa. Dang. Shot somebody in the front yard, shot him in his gut. He had a pee bag on him, shot his wife through the neck,
Dang.
Lost his mind. All because they irritated and pissed the guy off. He lost his mind and did it. So at some point you learn, like, you know what? Just leave grown folk alone because you don't know. Sometimes they're crazy for real. And I didn't know it when I was in there. That guy had let the dog jump through somebody's window and rip their bicep off. Mm-hmm. I had no business being there. I didn't like it, and I felt entitled to be like, you know what? You're kind of wrong on this. It wasn't worth the fight.
That's why those girls belonged in the women's bathroom, for sure.
It wasn't worth the fight.
That's
like crazy doesn't come hunched over.
No.
It comes with a, I'm going to stab you in the chest because, like, we can go down the political road. We can go down the hey, I'm sitting in a tent and somebody told me to get out 6 times. Now I stab him in his chest and he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, so you say right or wrong. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you want. Right or wrong is like, this is how I feel about a certain thing. And you're going to have to make that decision. Am I going to approach a grown woman with my kids? Nope. We're not in danger. We're not in harm. I'm going to let you be you. That if the worst thing they've seen all day is some girl shaking her butt in the car, we're going to call it a good day.
And then the part I think about too is, what if only the mom seen it? Yeah. What if only you seen it?
She deliberately
You made your daughter see it now.
She said, I took her down here to show her what not to be a woman. If that's the deciding factor and you haven't done that job as a mom all these years, walking into a parking lot and starting a fight with a grown woman is not where we're drawing the line. Like, you failed.
Yeah, she was willing to die on that hill. She was like, I'm going to bring my daughter down here.
I'm going to let my daughter watch me be ratchet in the parking lot.
Right. If this go left.
Oh, no, I showed her how to be ratchet, told her not to do that, and then showed her exactly how to be more ratchet.
If this
doesn't make sense. Headache all around.
It was almost if mom was like, if this go left, oh well, this is a teaching moment.
We're just teaching how to blend into that society.
What?
Instead of educating our babies and giving them a better future.
Yeah, if my daughter's mom was like, yeah, we walked by this car today. This chick was twerking. I told her she was out of line, and we went back and forth in front of your daughter, But I set her straight though. I'd be like, don't ever do that again, man.
Let it go.
Let people be them, man. You know what I mean?
Just take the babies home and
let people be.
Let them watch Miss Rachel or something.
You're getting some stupid road rage thing, or she decides to pop off and you're getting punched up in the parking lot.
Look, I'm to the point where if somebody cut me off on the highway, obviously they got more important places to be than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna follow you for a mile and a half honking at you because you cut me off. Obviously. And I mean, at the same time, how do you know somebody ain't on their way to the hospital?
I don't know, man, but I've heard some crazy stories about road rage where people will get road rage and they will literally follow people.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
Them.
I'm not. No, I don't want none of that.
Like you say, crazy is just crazy. Like,
I don't want none of that.
People get road rage serious. That's a real danger. The road rage people.
And here goes the other part. In today's time we live in, people be so lost in their own world. You could follow somebody for miles and they wouldn't even know it.
That's true.
You just fall back every now and then between cars. You know what I mean? People so lost in their world with cell phones and music and whatever they doing. Man, they wouldn't even be knowing they getting followed. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got time to play with people. I'm not even going to go there.
You know how many times you've been the jerk in the car and you didn't even know it?
In your own world.
You've been cut in front of somebody and they're like, and you're like, oh shit, my bad.
I know for a fact I didn't work crazy hours before and been on my way home, been like, oh, my bad. You hear the horn, you hear somebody honk because you in their lane, and you like, man, I hope they ain't mad at me. You know what I'm saying? I hope they ain't pissed. You know what I mean?
Hope they don't follow me home.
So like you said, inadvertently sometimes you're the asshole. You the dude everybody mad at in traffic.
Mm-hmm. I think we all are once or twice, right?
My daughter says you're the villain in somebody else's story.
All right, so let's go check our next, video for reaction.
There's some good men out there. But what it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women gone bad. The women gone bad. It ain't the men now. It's the women done gone bad.
You gonna flip the script on us?
Yeah, it's the women done gone bad.
You a woman yourself.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
Well, that's mean the men don't respect them. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to give your husband respect to get respect. Cause if long as you respect him, ain't too much he gonna do wrong.
All right. Grandma said a lot.
All right, you know I have a lot to say.
Yeah, I know you have a lot to say, so I'll start with you.
Is any of it any good?
Yeah.
No.
All right, so, I mean, like, first off, I don't agree. I mean,
Why don't you agree?
There are women that are bad, and there's also men that are bad. It is not just the women, and it's not just the men. We have a really bad problem of a lot of people just doing really bad things, all right? And just because there's people doing bad things doesn't mean that there aren't people who have good morals that are doing good things.
No, hell no.
But, you know, I think there's more people doing bad things than good things. So if you find a good person, you better hold on.
Wait, Grandma said. Man,
I don't care what Grandma said.
I believe Grandma always. When Grandma said it, she said it.
Grandma had some experiences and held on too tight to them.
Yeah,
She's not.
Okay, Grandma have lived both world. Our world and her world, her times. So she's seen it. Because if she don't have that experience,
okay, but she also didn't have access to the internet, and she only saw what was in her little circle.
Grandma has said it all.
Grandma only saw her little circle growing up. That's it.
Grandma said.
Whereas all the people we're involved with now have access to viewing everybody in the whole world all at once.
Okay, so you bring in social media, right? You bring in social media. Check.
That's like a serious change in the world.
Back in the day, right? As a female, you're only exposed to your immediate surroundings.
Exactly.
Right? You don't have access to like people like from all walks of life.
Yeah.
DMing you like, hey, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. So
I agree.
You kind of like, you don't have that kind of wild fantasy or imagination that, hey, I want my man to be this. That wild, you know what I mean? Outrageous.
That's part of the reason why it's so hard for people to find like meaningful relationships these days, because everybody's always like, oh, well, I have Tinder and Hinge and whatever else in my back pocket, you know. Oh, what if I could find somebody better than her?
Everybody's
There's
like they got
millions
options.
more. I have so many more options. And guess what? Yeah, we all do. Some of us have more options than others, though. But, you know what I mean? Like, it's the problem. That's the whole problem, because you have, you know, like, what is loyalty if you are not going to just, hey, I will choose this person and commit and respect the commitment that I made? It all comes down to somebody's values. Either you have values and you respect yourself and you respect your relationship and you respect the commitments that you make to another person, or you do not and you're a scumbag and you deserve to be dumped.
Let me hear from you, Tony. What do you think about what Grandma said?
I'd love to know more about it, but yeah, it's time constraint. There's so much loaded in those words. When people start saying this person's doing wrong, that person's doing wrong, the behavior you had, culture is a learned shared human behavior. That's what it is. Culture is a learned shared. There is no right or wrong. It's what's effective, what's not effective. At the end of the day, you're doing what you want to do. Is it working for you? So, for example, like in society, as a culture, we're told not to kill. In the military, that makes you useless. You're actually dysfunctional because you're in the wrong context. Now, in that context, in the right space, it's okay. In another space, it's not okay. So you have to control. So to say, oh, you know, the men are doing wrong, or the women are doing wrong, or the women are doing.
People are doing wrong. It has nothing to do with male or female. That's
becoming worse. It's become, because see, back then you're not exposed to certain things. So people kind of like keep it minimal. But now people don't care. Look, just look at this video, right? If it was back then, you don't have no social media to be doing stuff, you know what I mean, in public. But this sort of like, hey, how many, okay, I saw it, you know how many kids are on social media who like, because be influenced with the same, you know what I mean, attitude or whatever that's going on. So it's becoming it because in a way that you don't have much access to things.
But I'd be curious to like really, and I do try to talk to people, what makes it right or wrong? What specifically are we talking to? So if you're going to talk about things, those are logical fallacies. Just saying, you know, oh, it's right or it's wrong. What do you mean?
I'll tell you. So, in the context of a relationship, if you're enter a relationship with another person, right, and you guys have agreements on certain things, okay, what is right and what is wrong is based on your moral character and values, okay? If you guys have an agreement on something, you both agreed to behave in whatever way, maybe it's polygamy, maybe it's monogamy, maybe it's whatever it is, but you guys have both made the agreement, okay? If you disrespect that agreement, you have no moral character, you have bad values, and you're done.
So we can go down the whole road
It's
of what's
just
moral
a character
and what the
defect
values are.
situation. Some people are just character defect, and some people actually mean what they say to people, and they hold up what they say they're going to do.
Because a lot of arguments start, a lot of conversations start farther down the road. I fundamentally believe that humans, as they're designed, they can't get away from the fact that there's self-interest in mind. Every relationship you're going into, you went into this relationship because you wanted something from the other person. And the only reason you're engaging with them is because you're making a trade. I will give you these things if you'll give me those things.
And that's why there's such a thing as compatibility.
So is there morality?
Either what I want from you matches what you want from me, or we're not compatible.
You're just going in there. I'm not going in there, or somebody else isn't going in there for you. They're going in there because they want something.
Yes.
And so to sit there and say it's right.
And so what they want from me has to match what I want from them, or we're not compatible.
Right.
Period.
But to say somebody's,
The end.
oh, they're wrong, that I could see saying it's effective or ineffective. Like if we looked at the survival rate of marriages and we say, okay, well, they've got an 85% failure rate, but then arranged marriages have a 50% failure rate, or, that arranged marriages have a higher success rate. Is marriage the outcome? I mean, like, are you saying that keeping the marriage going is good, or is there a quality element to the marriage? Is it better because it stayed, or is it better because they were happy?
I think if it ever becomes a situation where the people are not happy, it's better for them to split up.
And then also looking at, like, we don't even know if monogamy is the default for the human genetic system. Looking at the way we're designed, there's a scientific evidence. So to say, are we saying that humans are better because we're married, or are we trying to force something because that's what somebody else
I
wants?
am not saying that I think that, like, divorce is a great sin, but I do think that if you have a commitment with somebody, you should honor that. And if it becomes a point where it doesn't work, then you just end it, and then you go find new people. I'm not saying, like, people belong with one person for their entire life. We are not swans, I guess, but in some situations work, and some situations don't. But I'm definitely not staying in a situation that ain't working for me. For sure. I don't really care what anybody believes. I'm just not staying if I'm not happy.
Okay, so during, let's say years back, like grandma's time, the rate of divorce was low compared to now.
Yeah, do you know why? Because they couldn't buy a house without their man.
No, I don't
Seriously.
think so. I don't think so.
What are they going to do?
I don't think so.
Or they have to go back to daddy's house? Well, what if daddy's not alive anymore?
For sure.
Where are they going to go?
So to that, I will support some of the element. There could be an element of the resources weren't there, so they decided to stay.
They have kids too. They have kids too, but they can't go out and buy a house. They don't got a credit card. They can't.
But if you
what
have
are you
kids,
talking about, man? You guys sound so freaking
but
like.
Does staying in the marriage make it better?
Well, I think it also.
They don't. They're not educated. They don't really like.
I think it also
know
depends on what kind of
options they
women
have.
that you're rating, though. Because I grew up around a lot of strong women in that time period you're talking about. My grandmother had her own house. My aunts had their own house. Like,
How'd they get the house? Their brother helped them buy it?
No, you could buy a house in 1970.
Before 1974, women could not get a loan to buy a house.
So
that is a fact. They had to have help to do so.
I was talking to a woman the other day.
Cosigner from a male.
And she said she had domestic abuse situation. And she went to her grandmother, and she told her grandmother about the domestic abuse. And her grandmother said, boys will be boys. You're his husband. You're his wife. Go back home. Stop crying about it.
Exactly. So that's what they did. That's what they were expected to do. And now that's not the case. So they don't do it. Because now they choose not to.
My personal opinion is I think everything that's been going on in this time has always gone on. It's just you get to know about it more now because of the internet and people tell their business. I think you go back and look at somebody's grandma. Each one of your uncles got a different dad. You know what I mean? Like, that's been going on forever. So it's like, I think now it's more popular in today's time. It's more like sold to people. They're like, why be with one person?
Okay.
Be with whoever
well, you know what I want to know? we all want to talk about like the women and the women, they're not good.
Well, no, I'm not saying. I'm saying people in. I'm saying people in general.
Wait. No, I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
I would like you to let me finish. So, why are we not talking about why all the men are cheating? Every single one of them, they're all cheaters. Why are we not talking about the men and their behavior? Why are men not held up to a certain standard in society?
I think it's because of the video.
Who told you that?
I think it's because of the video.
I experienced that in my actual life.
No, it might be you. No,
in my life, I know
men are being held to their highest,
all
most
of the
standard.
women I know go through the same experiences that I go through. Every man acts like he's so fucking entitled to just do whatever the fuck he wants because he's a fucking man.
No, I don't agree with you on that.
You guys do not understand the
women are more
experience.
entitled than women. Women are more entitled.
I mean,
that's because we have to stand up and tell y'all that we deserve something, and we have to withhold a certain thing.
I don't know about entitlement, but most of the women I know, they do whatever they want to do.
Women are more entitled.
I don't know no women that's waiting for some man to be like, okay, like most of the women I know, they do whatever
because
they
if
want to do.
you're gonna wait on a man to act right, you're gonna die before he acts right.
So okay, check this right. When you start talking to a lady, right, in the right sense, you, the man, you know, like men, we require later. I don't ask more. I wouldn't ask nothing. But you, the lady, you expect me to do, like, you made a whole lot of lists, right? You want this, you want that, you want that, you want that. When you ask me stuff, I'm just so simple and down to it. Most men are just so simple.
The list has probably got 3 items.
Yeah,
be nice to me. Don't treat me like your mother.
Don't cheat on me.
Yeah, but you ladies come up with a long list.
I already told you my list. It was like 5 things.
You lying. It's not 5 things. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that. You want more.
And I can understand how you would feel that men are doing this. I would tell you that, like, where are you going? Because you
where am I going? I'm going to go be single.
To the bar? Like,
I don't want a man. Actually, maybe I'm going to try women. Fuck this. I'm done. I'll go fucking lick a vagina.
A lot of times when you sit around men,
Fuck it, dude.
a lot of times when you sit around men and women,
I want to feel cared about, and you know what? Men are not doing that.
Hold on.
So that's a y'all problem. Enjoy fucking each other. Go fuck each other. You guys can all just take turns fucking each other and spread your HIV.
Hold on.
Moment of silence.
You said, well, you gonna do what? What you gonna do?
I'm gonna go be with women or something. Because you know what? All y'all can just go spread your all diseases around with each other. You know what happens? No. You know what happens? Men go to prison. They fuck each other because they have to fuck something.
Women do too.
They have to fuck something.
Women do too.
Oh my god.
Nah. That is not it.
Oh, should we pull up some statistics?
You talking about booty bandits?
Oh, it doesn't have to be booty bandits. They all just be getting it. They trading favors for noodles and coffee, instant coffee.
A lot of times when you sit around and like you just collectively listen to men and women talk, they don't really know what each other thinks. They think they know what each other thinks. Off of their experiences
if they
that
sit
they
down,
had.
if they had a genuine interest in like what their woman cared about and how to treat her right, they would sit down and ask her, listen to her, and actually like process that and then do that. And she would do the same thing. And if they both didn't do that, they're not compatible. Separate.
So I actually took classes on male and female stuff. There's some very famous. Alison Armstrong is one of them. Wonderful girl. You go to the classes, and some of the things you hear would be contradictory, because then there's an argument to be made for, well, he's just a female pleaser. He's just a simp or a pleaser. And that there's an argument to be made that he has to find his own identity and he becomes his own person. He doesn't sit there and just do everything that she wants him to do.
I don't want a man to do everything I want him to do. I just want him I just want him to do like
everything.
A little bit. I just want him to make me feel cared about. All right? He doesn't have to be perfect. But he has to fucking try. All right? That's it. Try and don't cheat. And fucking, or if you tell me you're going to do something, if you make a commitment, honor the commitment. Why does that always spark a fucking debate?
Yeah, you know I always spark a debate.
No. Because like, honestly, like, I just want to slap you right now because, like, you're telling me that a man does not need to fucking honor a commitment that he makes.
So
that means that is a bad man with bad character, and he has no business in my life.
Your issue is always about cheating.
No, it's about honoring the commitment. If you fucking tell somebody something, you honor that shit. If I tell you I'm gonna get the job done and I don't get the job done, are you gonna fucking pay me? No.
Yeah.
So fucking, if you say you're gonna do something, fucking do it.
Nobody's perfect. Yeah, nobody's perfect.
Well, there's always a fucking, maybe every now and then some flexibility has to happen, whatever. But like, if you fucking make a commitment and you tell somebody that you mean something and you tell them like, hey, I am going to do X, Y, Z, and in our relationship, we will have X, Y, Z. We both agree that this is what's going to happen, and you betray that, then you're a fucking asshole.
That sounds very, very transactional love.
Well, I don't know, man. If your woman tells you like she's gonna like love you and she's gonna like give you lots of blowjobs and never cheat on you and she's never gonna go give another man a blowjob and then she goes give another man a blowjob, are you happy?
No, but I want more. I want more than the stuff you named though. Out of relationship though.
What I name?
You just said.
I said honor the commitment.
No, we talking about just now. Just now you said.
That is what I said.
I'm talking about what you just said just now. So if
she says she's gonna commit to you and not go give another man a blowjob, and she gonna go do that, are you happy? Does she? Oh no! It's cool if she does that, right? That's what you guys are acting like. If it's the role reversed, you're acting like it's a whole huge problem to honor a commitment.
But do you want to be honest though? Women control the idea of sex.
Why are we arguing about that? Like seriously,
I'm not arguing.
What kind of character do you have inside your heart?
What are we talking about?
If I tell somebody I'm gonna commit to anything, if I make an agreement with somebody, I'm gonna uphold that. Because I'm a person of my word, and if I tell somebody that I am going to like make an agreement and we're gonna shake on it, guess what? It's shook on.
But I don't think the masses.
Oh, but you want to argue because you would not. You would shake on it and do something else because that's the kind of person you're acting like.
I don't think the masses think like you though.
That's not my fucking problem. Because they're not compatible with
right, but
the right person will shake on it and they'll mean what the fuck they say. And if they don't, they're not the person for me, and that's fine. I'll stay single before I fucking be with somebody who's like that.
And for a lot of humans, what you're saying is harder than said.
Okay, so don't make an agreement you can't uphold.
Right, but I'm saying people do it every day.
How hard is that?
Right, I get
people do it every day, but that's fucked up.
Right.
Because now you're a liar.
That's the world.
Now you're a fucking liar.
That's the world, though.
So I won't be with somebody like that. I'm going to be with somebody who says what they mean and they mean what they say. And if they make an agreement, they uphold it.
So when you blow it,
how do you find out?
When you blow it and you mess up, are you gonna?
What am I blowing and messing up?
I don't know, but you're saying, hey, if they do this and they, if they mess up,
if we have an agreement,
moral character and all this other stuff, and I'm like, okay. Break it down. What like you're just gonna do everything you ever say all the time. You're just absolutely gonna nail it. You're gonna be.
I'm talking about like major things, like deal breaker type things. We've agreed that these are the deal breakers, and this is the agreement.
So then let me ask you: is your mom and you've got 2 kids, and dad goes out and he has an affair with somebody one night stand? You're gonna blow your family up, put your kids through a divorce. All because you didn't get to be the one and only and all the attention is on you. And I'm not saying this is an ideal situation. What I'm doing is playing a game and splitting your hypothetical to find out what your rule is. You're going to blow your whole life up. Shred the house, wreck the resources, because remember, you're a stay-at-home mom now.
Well, don't worry. I probably have a nest egg somewhere because I'm not fucking
so you
dumb.
were lying and hiding to him.
Did we have an agreement that we are going to have all our finances? Was it agreed upon? I have to know these things. Was it agreed upon?
But there's a prenup, so he should know about it. Unless you have.
Well, was it in the prenup that I have to tell him about all my money? And if it.
But if you're a stay-at-home mom, where'd you get the money? OF.
Do what?
If you're a stay-at-home mom, where'd you get the money? OF.
I would never be a stay-at-home mom. I would never be financially dependent on a man.
Okay,
ever.
So you're gonna have 2 kids, and then you're gonna go get a job. Who's gonna raise your kids?
The fucking daycare job. I'm making enough money to put my kids in daycare.
But wait, how would you put your kid in daycare?
You only have to put them in daycare until they go to school, which is like 4 years old. Come on now. Don't have your babies right next after each other and you won't have a huge daycare bill. I've actually put my own child through daycare all by my fucking self as a single fucking mother. Okay? And I have raised my son all by my fucking self without help from anybody. So you cannot even come at me.
Anybody?
Well, recently my mom, but no, you know what? Whenever my son was going through daycare, my mom was not around.
So where was the dad?
He was not around either, and then he died. So yeah, I did it all by my fucking self. I have no brothers.
Listen,
I have no sisters. I have no cousins.
Different. Your situation is different. The dad died, right? If he was around, he would have come around, and then
No, the fuck he wouldn't.
Well,
he was on drugs, dude. He was busy getting high.
So why?
I made him fucking get the fuck on because he was not meeting the standard. He did not uphold the agreement. We made an agreement that we would both not be on drugs because the baby was coming in the picture. He did not hold up his end of the agreement, and I told him to get the fuck out until you can fucking hold up the agreement.
No, but in the first place, why would you choose a drug dealer? You know, somebody in drugs.
I met him in high school. We were together since high school, and we both made bad choices together and ended up on the wrong path together, and I stayed with him.
You shouldn't have continued.
But when it came down to I'm going to lose my child if I do not choose between my child or him, I decided to make the fucking sacrifice for my child. And
sacrifice to get off drugs?
I sacrificed him and his life for my child.
Okay.
And that's what I had to do. And it was not easy. And I don't want to do that, but I did that.
I'm literally going back to really, because that's a personal thing. But like, you're doing this line about immoral people and they're disgusting. And I'm literally just asking, if it was an affair, if it was a one-time thing, and I'm not saying they're good, I'm just literally asking you, and you were married, and you had 2 kids, and you had a family, would you blow up all of that, trash it, make the kids live in 2 separate houses?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I would go get one too.
But
you want your you want to hurt my feelings? You know what? Your feelings can get hurt too, and I'm gonna hurt your feelings harder.
But I bet if you looked at the ratio of how many guys really go through that.
But why is it okay? Why is that okay?
It's not okay.
Why does he get to be scot-free, and all of a sudden it's my fucking problem, and I'm getting grilled because he went out and cheated,
but
and now everybody's wondering why the fuck I have a problem with it, when really, why the fuck is that man out there doing that?
But do you know how many dudes get cheated on and they have to keep going?
No, why is he choosing to go fuck this other woman when he knows he has a family at home, and why is he gonna go blow up his whole family to go get pussy one night? Instead of fucking fucking holding up the fucking agreement.
But both sides cheat, though.
Don't fucking piss me off, dude. No, fuck that. That dude's fucked for that.
Who let the dogs out?
Seriously. Don't fucking even.
Nobody's saying that he gets off free. I'm just wondering if you're willing to blow the family.
Well, he was willing to blow the family, so you know what? Fuck it. Family's blown.
No, he just...
He went and fucking fucked the girl when the agreement was that we were not doing that. He chose to fuck and ruin the family. That was his choice, not my choice. Don't make that my choice. He made the choice.
That
is the man's choice.
Hold on.
I was sitting at home with the babies. Being a good girl.
Hold on, Jazz. Sometimes things happen. Wait.
No. That's a man's fucking stupid ass excuse. Sometimes things happen. I slipped on a banana peel and fell on the pussy.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going on that angle. I'm not going on that angle.
Fucking men know exactly what the fuck they're doing. Grow the fuck up.
I think everybody knows what they're doing.
Hold on. Some men experience things in their
I don't give a fuck, dude. Hear me out. Fuck up and control yourself.
No, hear me out. Men go through certain things. You might not know what he and his wife
what the fuck is he going through?
Sometimes
another pussy.
Some of you ladies would deny your husband.
A divorce now.
Some of you ladies would deny your husbands. Some of you ladies would deny your husband, and then they'll step out. And immediately they step out. You know what I mean? They step out. You guys will complain.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm not saying it's right.
I'm not saying cheating is right. Any of my boyfriends' sex, because honestly, I require more than they do.
I'm not saying you. But I'm saying some people in there, when you hear certain conversations, when some men have conversations.
No. I don't fucking hear excuses from men. They need to fucking have self-control, and they need to fucking act right.
But wait.
And they need to treat women right. And all these women need to teach these men who are for the future that they need to treat women right. And that shit's unacceptable. You will fucking turn blue in the face before I agree with you.
Okay, hear me out. In times or in places where like, hey, the husband is being denied, you're not giving him.
He has the option to divorce before he cheats.
Look at that. That's not right to me. When you deny your husband.
He has the choice to be, I'm unhappy in this relationship. I'm going to leave the relationship.
He chose to cheat. No, you were saying commitment. You were saying commitment. You went in commitment and then you deny the person. So what do you expect the person to do? when you deny the person, you made a commitment like, hey,
Okay,
you gonna agree
so
to a
then
commitment.
he
And then if you
leaves
don't,
the relationship.
Deny me, I'm out.
yeah, you were saying
on,
commitment.
dude.
That's
There's
what I
a
think
mature
right
way to
now.
handle things,
No.
and then there's a fucking
You
scumbag way
were
to
saying
handle things.
commitment
No, it's
back
not okay
then.
for him to cheat.
No, but it's okay. It's okay.
What if she had cancer and she didn't get diagnosed yet,
No.
and that's why her libido was down?
Is it?
And he's gonna go cheat on her, and it's okay because he wasn't getting any pussy.
No, nobody's saying it's okay. I'm just.
No, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, so
He's
is it
making
okay
fucking
for you to deny him?
excuses.
Is it okay for you to deny him? I'm not saying cheating is right. I'm not saying cheating is right. I'm not, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, is it right? You were saying commitment. We made an agreement, we commit to it. But if you are denying the person, do you expect the person to be
Okay, well, you know what? If
we made
we're
a commitment.
fucking
We not
married,
fulfill-
I'm
all right,
out.
if we're fucking married, why are we not talking about these things? Like, hey, why are you not having sex with me? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, can we reach a conclusion about this?
So
Like, can we have like a conversation, or is it just I'm gonna go to the bar and get pussy?
So is there
because
no-
I'm a man and I deserve pussy.
No, is there no? I just.
What
I
happened
don't
when they
even
go
care
to the
what
bar
it
and
is.
get dick? Like,
It could be anything. It could be, you know, he went out and bought a Corvette, or he would, like, I'm just looking. You're just like, hey, these commitments. I'm comparing commitments to at what point do you say I'm going to preserve the relationship for the sake of the children, or I need to be.
Do you
the
want to
center of
know
attention
my
for
fucking
everything?
opinion on that? I'm not preserving any relationship for any children because at any point, if it becomes unhealthy for my children,
Wait,
I'm not gonna keep. I'm not staying there.
But they didn't know about it. They never saw it. They don't know anything about it. Only you and your husband know about it. Are you still leaving? You can be upset. It's not saying that it's right. What I'm saying is comparing the values. Okay,
I
let's-
have the right to leave if I'm unhappy in my relationship, regardless of my children.
So you made a commitment, but you're going to leave because you're inconvenienced.
Because he fucking broke the commitment.
No. You didn't say that. You said I can leave when.
Okay, wait. Wait.
Even if he kept all this stuff and your mood changed, now you're out.
Same
because you're just
story,
not
same
happy.
story, but the woman was out cheating.
Yes.
Are you gonna stay with her?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, that's the thing you're gonna say right now. isn't it?
No, because I did.
a lot of men have to.
Because I made a commitment. I'm going to raise my child every day of her life. I'm not willing to scuttle the ship because, like, some little thing isn't working. Am I happy about it? No.
Some
But
little
I'm-
thing. Okay.
because
Say
I'm not gonna,
say
I'm
she
not
went
gonna
out and
risk
cheated on
seeing
you.
My kid halftime.
Say
I don't care.
Okay, well, say the man went out and cheated, right? Comes home, you didn't know he cheated. Now you both have HIV.
Different story.
No, it's not a different story because how the fuck does he know that that's not going to happen?
You don't know.
He didn't use
so
a
you-
condom because he wanted to
That's the,
feel
thing,
it.
that's the thing about love. You wake up every day doing it, not even knowing what's
Okay.
going to happen.
Okay,
You have no idea.
That's the point. That is the whole point of commitment is so that you're protected your health.
Hear me out.
You guys are so fucking backwards. Fucking men are so dumb.
No.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
causes-
I can't believe it's even an argument.
Hear me out.
Man, no,
Yeah,
how come you
causes
come
an effect, right? If you then turn on the switch, the light will not come on, right? So sometimes you're looking at the other side, but in a whole situation, right? Would you sometimes ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Because we are human beings. Okay, so imagine I'm with you.
Well, I mean,
Wait,
earlier I
I'm
said
trying to
that
explain.
if you're married, you should be having conversations and checking in with each other and caring about each other.
Relationship, period.
You shouldn't get there if you're caring about each other.
Communication is key. Communication is key, right?
Yeah.
But mind you, sometimes there'll be communications, but some ladies will be like, I ain't giving you, and then it goes on and on. What do you expect a man to do?
I mean, I don't know because I'm not that bitch.
And then I ain't
I'm
gonna
not
lie.
saying you. I'm not saying
and
you.
then I ain't gonna lie. Communicating sounds a lot easier than it really is, though. Like to tell somebody in a relationship, like, "Hey, I don't feel like you respecting my feelings." Sometimes people get in their feelings about you telling them.
Fucking comes down to compatibility and values, and that's why you don't fucking get married right away.
I mean,
that's
I'm
why
talking
I'm
about even
32.
dating.
I'm 32. I've never been married because I will not marry somebody unless I have, like, you know, dated them for a very. I spent 7 years with a motherfucker. He was asking me to marry him, and I said no.
Why did you say no? Why?
Why? Because I felt like it wasn't gonna work out.
How did you?
So I'm not doing it.
You did 7 with him.
You did 7, and then why did you say to 7?
Well, because we had issues. We were on drugs. There was like so many things, right? You know, I'm not fucking committing.
That's different.
I'm not putting the ring on. I'm not saying I'm only going to be with you for the rest of my life because I'm not. I might not be actually.
Wait, if you had that issue with him, why did you continue that long? Because if it's going right, if you meet a person,
I loved him, and I was hoping that he would get right. And now I learned a lesson that, you know, we don't wait for dudes to get right. They fucking are going to get right or they're not, you know?
Take them as they are. Not if they change.
Exactly. So don't date a man who needs fixing. Period.
But that's a lot of us, though. We all need fixing.
Sorry about it. A lot of us show up broke. I don't know, man. I'm going to be single forever. Sorry.
A lot of humans show up broke.
I'm just going to be my own person and never be married. I am okay with that. Okay?
You know, healers
like, it's not shocking, okay? I am okay. I'll just be single.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Cool because, you know what? None of y'all meet my fucking standards. You're all fucking horrible, and I don't want none of y'all.
Who?
I will take one every now and then just to please my needs, and then I will move the fuck on because fuck y'all. I actually hate y'all, and you guys are all terrible. I cannot stand a man's point of view about how to treat women. It's disgusting to me. Grow the fuck up, dudes. Seriously, like get a fucking grip.
You aren't a man hater?
I am literally admitting it right now. I'm gonna put my hand on the Bible. Fucking hate men. You know what it says in the Bible? All men are liars.
Say that again. Wait. I want to hear. I didn't hear you. Wait. Say that again. You said you do what? You hate what?
I do not trust
Jesus
men.
A man or a woman?
Well, Jesus was a man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Probably the best one out there.
But you said you hate men.
Well, there are good men that exist. They're probably taken.
No, but you said you hate men.
Already been hurt.
You said you hate all men. That's what you're saying. You hate all men.
I hate most men. Yeah, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if I never got married. Literally, because I.
Okay, so let me ask
will not.
Do you want to get married?
And I honestly feel like marriage ain't for everybody.
Yeah. I would. Well,
you want to get married?
I would love to get married, but not with some motherfuckers like y'all with y'all stupid ass excuses. I want to be with a man that wants to treat me right.
I think if you really would have let us talk, you would have heard that we were not disagreeing with you.
Am I included?
Yes, you're included.
Nah.
I don't like the things you were saying. I don't think your values align with my values.
If I don't agree with you, right? Listen, we're having a genuine discussion, right? About men stepping out there to cheat.
Yeah, and you think that's cool. And so thus you're not on the fucking selection board. I'm not choosing you.
No, I'm not saying choose me.
You've done or knocked off the board.
No,
just like that.
I'm not saying choose me. No, I'm not saying choose me.
Just like that.
I'm not saying choose me. But we having a conversation, right? If you've been a place where men talk, right? And then they say their frustrations, you've not been there. Most females, not all, but some females, when they get married, and then they feel like, hey, you don't want the man no more, just tell them, hey, just have that conversation that, hey, I don't think we don't click or whatever. But they'll use sex as like, hey, you don't want to give him. Men are visual creatures. Men are very simple.
If I was a man, and a woman was not giving me sex, I would divorce her. I wouldn't cheat on her. I would divorce her, and then I would go find another woman. Because that is the correct way to have a behavior. Like, that is the correct behavior.
To who? What about the children?
Well, if you're not happy, then don't be in the relationship. Because you know what's going to happen? The two people are going to stay in a relationship. They're cheating on each other, trying to make it work for the kids. And guess what? They got so much fucking resentment and hate for each other. It's a toxic environment. It's not fucking healthy for the children. Just separate, make it work, co-parent, figure it out, be happy. Children will be okay. Yeah, they're going to be upset for a minute. They're going to be okay. Mm-hmm. So fucking suck it up.
Yeah, I
fucking treat the woman right. Divorce her and then go fucking the bitch.
Okay, all right. Let's go check our story for the night.
Years ago, a tragedy changed my life. I was 17 when I witnessed a horrific car accident on a lonely highway outside my hometown in Tennessee. The vehicle had rolled several times before bursting into flames. After the crash, I found a leather bag belonging to wealthy businessman Joe Johnson and his wife, who had died in the wreck. Inside were passports, business records, family photographs, and a diary. The final entries revealed that Joe had spent years searching for a son he had abandoned at birth and was traveling to meet him for the first time. Then I found the photographs. The boy looked exactly like me. I'd grown up in foster care and knew almost nothing about my biological parents. I also discovered that Joe's will left everything, his company, estate, and fortune, to his long-lost son. Desperate for a future I claimed to be that son, no one challenged me. At the time, the company was drowning in debt, facing lawsuits, and expected to collapse. Instead of walking away, I spent the next 10 years rebuilding it, saving thousands of jobs and transforming it into a successful business. Then, everything changed. 3 months ago, a man named Jake appeared, claiming to be the real heir. The moment I saw him, my blood ran cold. He looked exactly like me. Not similar, identical. The company split into rival camps. Some supported me because I had saved the business. Others supported Jake because they believed blood should determine ownership. As the battle intensified, investigators uncovered missing hospital records, conflicting versions of Joe's will, and evidence suggesting a second child may have existed. Then a retired police officer revealed that a second bag had disappeared from the original crash scene, one that may contain documents proving who the true heir is. Now we wait for DNA results. If Jake is my brother, we have spent months trying to destroy the only family either of us has left. If he isn't, then one of us has been living a lie for 15 years. Freddie, Tennessee.
Okay, so mind you, this story, right? Could there be a possibility that, hey, they were twins who got separated during birth because the mother is no more alive?
Possible.
That's what it almost sounded like.
I mean, that's a tricky one. I mean, they're identical. So, I mean, like, can they not just test their DNA against each other and they would know if they're freaking brothers? Like, simple, right? Easy? That would definitely be the easiest way to do that, I think.
I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I look at it two ways. If I was the real heir to the throne and this other guy's been running the company and he done brought it back into the green and we doing good, that's my business partner.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my business partner.
How do we even know that the guy that just showed up is a real heir?
The DNA.
No, wait. He just showed up. How can we even prove that he's also like, hey, if I showed up fake, another person could show up fake that, hey, I'm also the real, you know what I mean, heir.
Well, it said they're still waiting on the DNA test. Right. We don't know the results. So they're going to know eventually.
I ain't going to lie. The way my brain thinks, if we already was to the point where we about to split, I'm going to be like, look, bro, come on. You look like me. I look like you. Possibly this is real. We don't know.
Let's just pretend to be brothers.
Our parents are dead. Come on, man. And if we was orphans or something already, and this is the only thing that ties us together, I don't even care if I see the DNA. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it's my brother, man. You know,
look at him. He looks just like
this.
Me.
Could be the only family I got left. You know what I mean? But I mean, if I got that much, but if I got that much, yeah, I don't. I believe.
Wait. Is he business savvy or is he a business idiot?
He just showed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know
him.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Now, like I said, now if we found out for sure.
Actually, fuck it. He can just have the business. I'm gonna go take my money. I'm gonna take my share of my money and go somewhere else.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. If I was the guy who was running the company and the guy whose blood related showed up, I wouldn't feel any kind of way if he was like, nah, dude, this is my family, my company, holla at you. I'd be like, can I at least still work her? You know what I mean? Like, you know, can I still work for the company at least? Like, you know.
But I mean, also though, like he put all the hard work and effort into building it up. Though he does deserve something.
Yeah, I think he deserves something.
Even if it's like pay him out, like buy him out or whatever. I mean, he does deserve something. I mean,
so a wrongful act done effectively warrants getting compensated.
I mean, this is America. Isn't that how that works in America?
That's what you slipping though.
Yeah, but okay. So let's say this guy is wrong. Let's say this guy is wrong.
Which one? The guy who walked up first, or the guy to come second?
No, the first guy.
Does he know he's in the wrong? Is he in the wrong? But he might actually be a twin though. So is he in the wrong?
Yeah. So okay. So let's say he's not a twin, right? But he came in wrong. But one, he saved the company. He saved the businesses from falling.
Yeah.
So the Karen guy showing up like, hey, he just want to take like, hey, this for my dad or this for my parents, my deceased parents. So I'm taking over. Mind you, the business were failing.
Yeah.
He like, with his experience.
He at least deserves a buyout. He at least deserves a buyout.
He took it. He made something out of it. I mean, I've been in situations in my life where it was like, if I had seen an opportunity, I would have took it. Even if it was kind of questionable about the morals. But, I don't know. When it comes all down to that, I guess it just comes down to the DNA test. And then you just have to, like, negotiate.
I'm going to keep it real, too. If he came in with ill will, like, bump it. I see opportunity. I'm finna take it. And you run a company. I don't give a damn if you turn it into a $10 billion company. You came in wrong anyway. Get about the spot.
Okay, but wait, though. But wait, he came in wrong, right?
Yeah.
That's bad. But he saved the company, which in turn saved all the employees' jobs and their financial security, and their families have food in the mouths. So that's good.
Yeah.
So it's a really big gray area of like, well, what is it? Like, because if he hadn't shown up and done that, they all would be screwed.
Okay.
I'm going to say most.
Tony, let me come on your side, right? You studying law. You know much about law, right? As a lawyer.
Probably illegal.
Yeah. So what's your take on that angle? He came in illegal, or like he came in claim an identity, but help build this. In the law frame or context, what's your take on that?
I don't practice law and I don't practice this thing, but it's that's what goes through my head when I do this is like, my first question is, did he commit a crime?
Yeah.
Because, like, say for example, in the state of Oklahoma, fraud can be a lie. If at the time that you told the lie to get money from somebody, you knew, if you made a statement to someone to induce them to give you money and you knew it was a lie, it's a fraud. It could be considered a fraud. If it's less than $1,000, you can have one jail sentence. If it's over $1,000, you can have another jail sentence. In the state of Oklahoma, I think it is $2,000 done fraudulently can get you up to 10 years in prison.
2 racks.
That's not even much.
2 racks get you up out of there.
Just like there's fraud, there's embezzlement, there's and I'm dealing with people now that are going through this. I just had somebody that I'm literally having this. The reason I know this, I'm literally having this conversation with somebody because he took a loan from me for $2,500, and at the time that he took the loan, he submitted to me false checks that he knew were false. He knew they were fake. He made them, and he had already submitted them to the bank a year ago. And then he resubmitted them to me. He edited the image, so he presented himself to me as having deposited $200,000 or what it was, forget what it was, $200,000 in the bank. That he was just waiting for it to clear. Now we're having a conversation with, all right, when am I going to the DA? And and so he had other victims, but in our situation, at the time he did it, it was false. That $2,500 alone is enough to get him 10 years. So when you talk about walking in and taking and presenting to be an heir, there had to be a forgery, there had to be a fraud, there had to be presenting yourself. There's conversion, there's all kinds of things that can be mixed in there. But my first question is like, is it illegal? If I'm coming in and want to get rid of him, we're just going to go from the illegal standpoint, and I'll let the DA handle your ass.
But I'm just wondering, like, how did he just like walk in and take over? I mean, like, people are just like working there and they're just like, oh, the owner's just like disappeared, and this dude comes in and said he's the new owner. I'm just gonna okay. And then here's all the passwords to everything. Go ahead.
I'm also take it from the standpoint of if something is rightfully yours. Okay, if it's your dog and you didn't know where your dog was at, but somebody took care of your dog for years, and then you bumped into your dog, you don't give a damn how long they took care of it. You want your dog back. You don't give a damn if they cut his hair and made sure his nails was good. He's 20 pounds heavier now. He's been eating good. You don't care. You want your dog.
So in law school, it's in property. You'll take this class called property. And one of the shocking things for me was when you had the conversation and realize ownership is not what you think it is. Ownership is not about you with the item you're holding. That's physical possession. Ownership is really about the relationship between you and other people. So you have possession of something, right? You hold on to it. Ownership is you're paying your taxes. The state agrees to send somebody with a gun and defend your right to, like, you don't own something. Other people just aren't allowed to take it from you. So when you start talking about ownership and I've owned this and I've owned that, like when you die, for example, there's no constitutional right for you to pass things on. That's all determined by the law. And that's not part of the Constitution. The states made that. The states made that. The courts have made that. There's no constitutional right because your rights only exist as a person. Ownership has nothing to do with you and the item. It's society's agreement that we're not going to bust you up and take you, like, we're going to limit how much people can, but they still have eminent domain. They still have taxes. They still have these other issues. That's a taking. Deed restrictions, where you can walk, where you can't walk, what you can do with your property. Like, you never really own a property. You literally get what's called a bundle of rights. It's assigned to you. So all of these things with LLCs and operations, you're like, oh, it's a nuanced game that gets played. You know, like it's not as cut and dry as everybody thinks it might be. You know, their understanding of it is. It's kind of made up. Society. When I went into law school, they said, you know, you're going to come out and it has the ability to make you jaded. And it's right when you realize how fragile the entire society is. Everything that you're doing, like, the only reason we have a country is because people kind of agreed not to cross the line or they're going to catch some hands. That's really what it is. And then inside, there's other nested agreements about, okay, well, we're going to draw this line. It's going to be ours. And then we get to control what happens in this state. People say, oh, I'm in Oklahoma. That just means you belong to whoever's running the rules there. But we talk about these businesses and coming back and I'm going to take this and I'm going to take that. We're all just making this shit up. It's all just it's a very thin veil that's loosely held together. And even in the court system, they don't really understand LLCs. They don't understand trusts. They just kind of, watching the system go on, they sort of make it up as they go along. They really do. And then they do, when the door to the courthouse closes, it's whatever the judge says it's going to be.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. I don't care what the statute says. I don't care. You know, like, there's so much of, like.
Okay, so back to the story, right? Should this guy just let his effort go, all these years of effort and investment? Though he came in wrong, but should he let it go?
I mean, if I was him, I came in wrong and old dude comes in, he's saying he's the rightful heir. I think I'm just going to quietly disappear.
Here's the deal. The answer is yes.
Avoid jail time.
The answer is always like, this is life that we're doing. The answer is yes until it's no. You seize an opportunity. You take the opportunity. You hope for the best. You say, oh, you know what? Let me buy you out. Let me do a thing. You try to make a deal. When you say, oh, he came in wrong, he just
in
got
whose eyes?
Yes.
In whose eyes is he wrong?
They just made it, you know, it just made the stuff up. Yes. Is there a law addressing that? Yes, there is, but it's a business. You did, you know, there's no, oh, he came in wrong. He came in, look.
Now, the only other argument I would have from a standpoint is if you put yourself in those shoes and these are your parents and you found out your parents own something.
Yeah.
And somebody else has been procuring it or making it, turning it into something while you've been doing whatever. That's the last thing you got left, you know, in your name, especially if your name's on the building or whatever the case may be. I don't see how some dude don't come in and be like, hey, bro.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I might just be like, hey, dude, you're doing a great job.
That's what I'm saying.
How about you take like 60% and give me 40, and I'm going to go have a margarita on the beach.
Just write me a check.
Have fun.
I'll be honest with you. If you mess around and you find out that, you know, Elon Musk decided to step out and take over your business.
I just want.
Just write me a check, bro. We good.
Yeah, I don't even want to put no hard work.
I just want like a residual 20% for the rest of my life.
I've got other businesses
just give me a check. We cool. I'm not calling the cops. Actually, that's my brother.
Yes, I have other businesses, and that's what I did with people, and I will tell them. So I'll take 49%, they'll take 51%. And I told my business partner, I said, here's the deal. You're going to write me a check at the end of the month. You're going to write me a K-1 at the end of the year. Other than that, I don't give a shit where the houses are. Don't talk to me about a house. Don't tell me. And I literally told him, I said, don't tell me if the garage goes on fire, because I don't care. Yeah. He calls me up 2 months later. He's like, yo, we had a garage go on fire. I was like, bro, that's the one thing I told you not to call me about. I don't care. I said, you call the fireman? Yeah, then don't call me. I don't care. Send me a check and send me a K1. I don't care. So I'll try to slide. And I got bit on that because I tried to slide on stuff and be like, they're going to take care of it. And like, I lost a lot of money over a 2-year period because I picked the wrong people.
Yeah.
Now I've got to come back and figure, I've got to fix my own mess. And But yeah, if somebody better than me wants to come along and run it, I'm like,
Yeah.
The check, the name is ANT.
Yeah. I just want to make sure
I don't get an ego boost out of owning a company.
No. I just want to be able to go to the mailbox like once a month and get this fat check, like, or get this direct deposit like once a month. Like,
that mailbox money.
You hear me? That money you get in your sleep.
Okay, so how do we even prove that, hey, this new guy is even real?
I don't know.
How do we prove? Because, hey, people could just...
They said they got DNA
the same way he showed up, another person could showed up and be like, hey, that's for my pops.
He's like, wait, I look like this guy. I'm going to come up in here and say some stuff.
I mean, in most changeovers, the companies get drug out anyway. So I'd be willing to wait it out for the outcome. I'd be willing to wait it out to see what happens. Like DNA test, let's go. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't moving nothing. I ain't changing no names.
They can get a DNA test real fast.
Yeah, I ain't waiting on nothing. I mean, I ain't sitting. I ain't rushing nothing.
I like the let's just settle this outside of court. I write you write me a check. I just disappear. I won't.
So shut up. What are you talking about? Like just shows up to your office and says, "I'm the heir."
I'm really the guy.
So at the end of the day, is he contesting the will or is he contesting like, how did you get to have like? I
guess he's contesting the will.
Gets in the way and trying to unravel it and be like, well, this thing's already done. What is it already? Because I'll tell you what. Have I owned a business? Right, and I knew I came in wrong. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen real fast. There's going to be some paperwork shuffling going on real fast because people think that a business is a material item. It's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And you can break this up into a million different pieces. You can shuffle the paper. I can be in the business. So, for example, you do an acquisition on a business. You can do like, okay, you keep the business. I'm just taking the IP rights. I'm just taking the right to use your name. You can have the LLC.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole different company. I just have the IP rights, or that you change the name, or you do something, or it's a different lease. Depending on what the company is. Like, if I was sophisticated and walked in, we're going to try to shed as much of this old skin as we possibly can. Like, this is a known game. That's the whole mergers and takeovers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing the game. They're, then they have poison pills or they have something else. Or somebody comes in and we're going to do a hostile takeover.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody go, you know what? I'm going to do what they call a poison pill. I'm going to sabotage. I'm going to make it so ugly on paper that you don't want it. Or people in real estate, what they do is they buy a house and then they put a lien on the house. Why? Because if you want to sue them, go for it. Your lien gets paid off after all the liens I've put on the property. So there's ways to, if I'm trying to protect the assets, there's ways to skin the cats.
Mm-hmm.
Strip out, because the money turns over, the assets turn over. By the time you get done, this is a whole new skinned animal. It's not even your business anymore. Come and get it.
So with all the qualms, right? Mind you, when DNA comes out, and then both of them are zero, they're not related to, the rightful owner, what are they going to do? If both of them like, hey, this guy is not related, and you also know the new guy is also not related.
That's when the state gets involved and takes it.
That's when I think you're motivated to settle out of court. You're like, you know what?
Uncle Sam's going to come take everything at that point, because then it's on paper
we business
somewhere.
Partners, bro. We business partners. Come on, man. We ain't got to go through this.
But that's the thing. Okay, so
Once
neither
it's
one.
settled,
So you're
it's
saying
settled.
neither one of them are entitled to that business.
Yeah, but they got the DNA test.
The state's not coming to get it. There is no estate to come and fight the fight.
So they just settle between them? They just
in a
make
parking
a deal.
lot, because you can't sue. So if two thieves rob a house, and then one thief says, "Oh shit, we fixing to take this bag," and pots you in the head, and then takes the bag, you can't go to the judge and be like, "Oh my God, he robbed me of my robbings." It's a theory of clean hands. Like, two thieves can't be like, "Oh, he's taking."
We say
stuff.
honor amongst thieves.
Yeah.
That's like a drug addict calling the cops saying that person stole my drugs.
Who's gonna sue?
You go to the cops.
People have done it. People have done that.
Wait, you go to the cops and be like, hey, you stole my drugs.
People have done
it. You
it.
go report it. Come on, where? Why is that possible?
They've done it. I watched episodes of Cops and seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
God have mercy upon us.
They call up and they're like, "Oh, he spiked my drugs."
Imagine calling the cops and say you didn't get hired. Like, what?
Man,
He sold me bad weed.
Okay, so yeah, you go to the cops, you walk up to the cops and be like, yo, the motherfucker over there, man, he stole my weed.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
The rules exist because some idiot did it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Imagine like you being a cop and then somebody, I walk up to you that, hey, you know what? The motherfucker over there, we went for robbery and he took the money. He didn't give me none.
Oh, you ought to see the stuff where the cops will be like, come get your meth tested at the shop.
They're like,
we'll make sure there's no fentanyl in it. Did you for real show up today?
Yeah.
Showed up.
That's crazy.
It's not the fentanyl you should be worried about.
That's just like a natural selection.
Yeah.
Darwinism. Survival of the fittest, you.
Yeah. So when DNA showed up and then both of you are not related.
Okay, so here's the thing. At that point, you go to the street rules and you're like, game recognizes game. Let's play this out, partner.
Yeah.
We can both get over.
You hear me?
Let's have this. I'm sorry. I'll negotiate everything. I walk in and I'm like, let's play this game. Let's do this.
Yeah, hey, it stays between you and me. Come on, let's be partners.
Let's be brothers.
Especially if we both came from nothing. Like we ain't have nothing before this. And now we got a chance to both live out our wildest dreams.
High five.
Street rules apply.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player. Hate
we rocking out. Hey, we finna get matching Bentleys after this. We finna get matching Rolls Royces. You know what I'm saying? We finna.
Okay, so should you being blood related to somebody gives you the right to claim everything?
No.
Like, hey, let's say like my dad, dad left me a huge investment, and then me being blood related, I just walk in to claim it.
So here's okay. Now you're going to get into the constitutional. Just like every marriage has a prenup, but it's set by the state. There's what they call intestate rules. There's rules regulating where your shit goes when you die, and it's every state has a different thing. But it has a certain order, so the son can't just walk in and say, "I'm going to take it." If he had a wife, if he had, the guy dies had a wife, or if the guy has children, are you a stepchild? Are you a second child? Are you, does his children have children?
Okay, so check in this story, right? The guy had no kid apart from, the one he didn't accept when the lady was pregnant. The wife, he got married later, had no kid, and they all died in a car crash or wherever. So in that instance, how is the inheritance?
Yeah, so that's depending on the state. If they're married, if they're married and had kids, or did he have a lot of kids outside of marriage, and undocumented. And so every state will have a rule. And so that's what law school is. You take these ridiculous hypotheticals like that and you say, okay, in this situation, what happens? Well, dad has a long lost uncle who lives over here. Does it go down? Does it go up? Then you find silly words like persterpes or
persterpes?
Yes. Yeah. Or I believe the word is like perturbated. So in other words, I got written out of my mother's will. She legitimately wrote a word. She left, money to one of my family members, and she specifically said, I specifically do not make any allotment or account for Anthony and my sister. So had she not put that in there, then I could go back and contest the will and say, well, I was forgotten. But now she deliberately put me in there and says, okay, he gets 1 cent. Or so you're not perturbated. There's all kinds of different words related to it. So the state comes in and they say every state is different. Some of them will go, across and down. Some of them will go, oh, well, if you die, your parents get it first before does it go up and over? Every state is different. But they have it. So you can't just say, oh, well, that's my dad, I'm going to come in. No, you're in a fight. You're in a fight. You got to make yourself known. You've got to make a claim. You've got to do all kinds of things. And then they'll like if you don't write a will. So even if you write a will, you still have to go through probate. That's what a will is. You go through, and the court, they don't have to do it. They can look at it and be like, I don't like your will. So there's limits to it. So for example, like, the rule against perpetuities. It's like if you ask any attorney, it's like your nightmare to try to figure out, because you can't just say, okay, well, I want my great grandchildren to get it. There's ridiculous rules about who gets stuff. But yeah, it's so if they just want to come along and do it, you can't just say, oh yeah, give it to me. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be that easy. No, likewise, in his will, he can't just leave it the way he wants to. there's boundaries to what the state will be like. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to enforce that. This is bullshit. We're giving the wife 50%, and then we'll split the rest with the kids. Yeah, just because you're married, the wife doesn't automatically get everything.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Nobody's sacred.
I get it. So, if DNA comes out and then both of them are truthful, you know what I mean, biologically related,
then they got to duke it out.
and then they've been fighting.
Yeah.
And then the company has the staff of the company has been divided. Like part of the company staff be like, hey, they support the first guy, and the second part they support because you'll never be liked.
Who support too? It matters
Fuck
who
you,
gets
dance battle.
51%.
Straight up. Let's go. I'm in the parking lot with it. You know what I mean? I got the cardboard and everything. I'm coming out with the Adidas suit on, track suit, gold chains, everything. Let's go.
What song are you doing?
African Boombata.
What?
Yeah. So for me, what I think is, dude, even if I'm not related, I'm like, yo, come on. I came in, I saved this business. Where were you at? If it wasn't for me, though, hey, even if I'm not related to you, bro, let's talk man to man, right? I came in, I saved this business. 10 years ago, I've worked, built this from the ground. Where were you?
That's a good one. That's a good one too, though. Like
that's why you get 51%. He gets 49%.
My father left me. I knew nothing about it. I just found out. I ran here as soon as I found out about it. Sitting there saying, "Oh well, where were you?" We don't know what he's up against. He could have been in a coma for 10 years. Woke up, be like, "Oh shit, Pops is dead. Where's my stuff?"
Could have got out of prison and found out he was the heir to a throne.
Even if okay, cool, we're not related, but hey, I saved this business. Can we be civil? Our logic to be like, yo, hey, listen, at least if not it, we could come into certain form of like, yo, I've built this. You have no experience. You have no, okay, I could leave it to you. But without experience or without the knowledge, you can't do what I did. You know what I mean? That same skill, I could go build something else. But if let's say, they say this, right? You could leave a fool a mansion of money.
Oh, there's yeah.
I have a question.
And they'll blow it.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot in this business. In businesses, Tulsa has very famous cases like Arrow Trucking, a multi-million-dollar business. Dad died. The kids took over. One of the kids is in prison, or he might still be in prison. They blew all the money. Now he's in prison. He had it made. There's multiple businesses out here. Millions of dollars. Dad dies. Family dies. Kids take over. They flush it down the toilet. So it's a skill set. You're right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Out of the two brothers, there's the one who's fixed the business and the one that just came back. Who has more money? Because what's going to happen in America, they're going to both lawyer up, and who has more money is who gets the business.
So Karen, I would say the guy running the business because he's running the affairs.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know if old dude over here had grandma's inheritance. 100 million, thousand, billion, cajillion.
Yeah, wait, hold on. How big of a business are we talking about?
Yeah,
if it's a tire shop on a street corner, you can have this bust that ass shop, bro.
Yeah. You talking about some Fortune 500? What we talking about?
Yeah.
You talking about NASDAQ?
That
You talking about some
Steve Harvey says, you got giraffe money? This motherfucker may end up in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
If I got lawyer money, like, I don't know, you might not come back around.
That's the other part about that, too. Showing up, like, I'm a firm believer in the, like, they say people will do anything to become rich or famous, but like I think people will do even more never to go back to being poor again. So just you coming up challenging the business, you're a brave man in yourself, though. You know what I mean? You could be smoked by this evening. You know what I mean? Like they could be digging a hole while you talking.
Take
you know
you
what
out
I mean?
of your Nikes.
You know?
Yeah, just like you said earlier, you don't want to mess with crazy because crazy when crazy happens,
bro.
Now see. Anyway, let's try to wrap up this conversation for the night. So, Josh, what do you think about the story? Should this guy just leave the business and then be like, okay, hey, adios, I'm out, take it, or let's do the street way?
I don't know. There's so many variables, we really need to see that DNA test first. And, You know, maybe try to like have a negotiation, settle outside of court. You know, maybe the agreement could become, you know, came upon. There's just so many different like gray areas. You know, it's really hard to know until you get into the thick of it. You know, I'm a facts person. Like I like to deal with facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's wait for DNA then. Let's wait for DNA. That's all I would say. But you know what I mean. So Tony, you know what I mean. What's your take?
My hot take on this is our esteemed guest here talked about, you know, if you make a commitment and you got to be honest and you got to do this. How did we get here? Didn't you make a societal to be a good person?
Well, I'm not the one who made the choice to walk in on no business like a fraud, okay?
But the answer should have been under those rules. If like it's like, oh yeah, if you know integrity. And
yeah,
you
but
do
there was no agreement made. Dude fucking walked in. But
it's funny because now that you got money on the table, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna let this slide.
No,
like,
but there was
talk about this.
Well, there was no agreement made whatsoever. Dude came into the business, and then this dude showed up. Now an agreement has to be made,
and you said moral and ethical.
or a DNA test. I said there's so much gray area. It's hard to determine.
I'm switching. Like there's an idea of morality in one area, and but you know, as far as I'm concerned, on this world, we are predatory creatures by nature. We make rules because you know maybe we just don't shoot each other all the time, just some of the time. And there's a before and after. Back in the day, I would have been like, do the honorable thing, fall on the sword, and now you come to realize like. It's not that cut and dry, and maybe there's a spot to be argued that you fight for what you know, like the law actually acknowledges some of that. It's called adverse possession. And depending on how long you've been there. So if somebody walks into a house, it's trespassing. But you've heard of squatters' rights.
Yeah.
And
like
then if you stay long enough, you end up with adverse possession where you don't gain the right, but what happens is the other person loses the right to fight you.
Damn.
So then you can motion the court to give me that property if you've done A, B, C, D, E,
if you
F,
sit
G.
in the house for 7 years without getting pushed out.
Well,
I actually know people that have secured houses like that.
Yeah.
That is
like purposely go in and like.
Because the state is primarily concerned with what they'll consider like the high and best use of the property and leaving it to be abandoned and losing all these people. So, you know, before I would have said fall on the sword and get out and do the right thing. But now there's like, well, you know what? You might actually have some rights and some claims to it. We don't know what they are. They might be administrative. You might, you know, maybe this person does have the legal right to it. But if they don't secure their legal right and or their lawyer messes it up, you might stand a chance to get and keep it just because they administratively messed up. And if 2 days from now he dies, okay, well, I'm not going to leave it. You see what I'm saying? So it's not as cut and dry. I was like, I'd like to be the person that's like honorable and say, oh no, fall on the sword and leave. But the law actually doesn't reward that. And that's not the way society works. And we're sitting on a planet where we fight for what we want. You fight for it. Like, you know, hey, I'm not talking politics, but did we have any right to go down to South America and take Maduro out of his cabin and be like, he's on the potty and we're just going to snatch him? Or go to Iran and be like, yo, we're killing all of you. Because at the end of the day,
put him in some Nike Tech too.
We're just going to do what we want to do. And it's just a matter of who's got the bigger balls to get the shit done.
You're right.
Well, you know what? That's why I deserve to have my opinions on whatever I want about it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you should.
I got the big huevos over here, and I'm
yeah, you should have it. All right, let me hear from you.
I mean, I look at it like, if we're looking at it from the standpoint of coming in like illegal, like I didn't did some fraud to get in this position, then we selling it out of court. We partners now, you know. We ain't even finna fight this out. I know I'm gonna lose anyway, so we partners now. But
get a better attorney.
But if by chance we could, if I'm the other guy and I show up and he's been working the business, you at least finna be on the board of trustees or something. You know what I mean? You at least gonna be the president or something. You could be the face. I'll fall back. But if I know I'm illegal from the beginning, I'm trying to settle. I'm trying to make a deal. I'm trying to, you know. But if I know there's a chance that I think that I'm really the son and this dude just showing up and I don't really think, then yeah, we waiting for DNA then. You know what I mean? But if I know I came in illegal though, Brother. You sure right, brother. Let's be partners, man.
Don't blow this up.
Hey, we should find out what tribe we are. You know what? I already know. You don't even gotta, hey, we should find out where our DNA comes from. No, don't trip. I already did it. I know where we from. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So hey, let's put our socials, where people could follow us, reach out to us, So Jazz, let me start with you.
Jazz with 1 Z, Smedley. That's on all of my handles except for TikTok. You can also find me if you search that, but you can look at Jazz Shop Finds.
Okay, all right. Tony?
Oh, I don't even. I think it's just Anthony Agostino.
On Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, it might be my first name and last name. I don't.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think on Facebook mine is Alexander Patrick Sr. And I think on what is it? Instagram, I think it's Agent 00 Deuce 4 Block. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Yeah.
Right.
It's some history behind that, you know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Thank you guys, for having you on this episode. It was insightful. Hey, deep, all different angles, variable angles and all of that. And I enjoyed this conversation with my people.
I had a good time too, man.
Yeah. So, hey, guys, go follow us, like, share on all social media platforms. Just search K84 Podcast and then, just, it's a vibe. Tell a friend to tell another friend. And we will catch you same time next week. Pull up. All right.